Hey, hope everybody's having a great Sunday today. I was actually going to take a nap, but I decided to do this instead. I'm very tired. As you may notice, I'm even wearing the same sweater. I've been busy and I'm cold. So I was, like I said, I was going to take a nap, but unfortunately, I just can't. I honestly, there's so many lies from this person, Katie, that I can't keep up. It is impossible for me to keep up with the character assassinations this woman's doing. And I'm not the only one. There is like I've been inundated with messages today, and everybody that's my live feed, you guys know, probably what 25, 30 people have messaged me. People recording her stuff. People have been talking to me. Um, I please keep it up. Message me every single time. It's just I'm having a hard time keep up, but that doesn't mean I want people to stop. But I think people should see this particular Instagram that she just recently. I think it's very important to get in the mind of Katie Joy Paulson because I'm convinced it is a pathological issue going on here. The character assassination levels have gone from 11 to now like 12 and a half. And the things that she's talking about, the viewers on Instagram aren't going to really know about. She's just throwing out names. They're not going to have any context with these things because, again, on this channel, the C word is important. Context is extremely important as well with the other version of the C word, consent. But she doesn't have context in any of these discussions. She doesn't tell anybody the details. What she does is throw things out there and expects people not to really do their due diligence on it because she doesn't do due diligence on anything. She has made it a career of basically throwing accusations out there, throwing things that she reads off Facebook groups or Reddit or whatever source and I use that term pejoratively here because she doesn't know what a source is, but she will read something somewhere and take it as gospel and she'll run with that narrative. And this is what she's been known for years, long before she met me. And this narrative that everything was fine before she met me is just malarkey because I've seen Reddit posts going back to 2015. I've seen commentary accounts going back just as long. I've seen people that have been her mods that have seen her do this for many, many years. So I'm gonna watch this video with you guys, and hopefully it'll work. I haven't really done this in a long time, but it's not a very long video. It's only about 5 minutes, so that should take us about 4 hours to get through. Knowing me, just kidding. Hopefully not. $5 from Angela S. By the way, Angela S., I just subscribed to your channel today. Thank you, by the way, for having a repository for these Instagram things that she does, because what she does is she'll go to Instagram and she'll view all this stuff that isn't a TOS violation for Twitter, for YouTube, because if she says some of this stuff on YouTube, it's probably more a little bit problematic because she'll go over to Instagram and say, hey, go flag these people's account. And then she'll go over to YouTube and say, I never said that. I never asked anybody to go flag anybody's account. Because if she said that on YouTube, she would be gone. And she knows this. She's highly manipulative. But Angela says for $5, thank you, or thanks for helping and supporting Leslie and exposing Katie. You rock, Steve. Thank you. I enjoy pointing out and issues when it comes to arguments. I enjoy pointing out when there's problems with argumentation, and I enjoy having conversations. I don't really enjoy what I'm doing with Katie. I really don't. It is really wearing on people that we have to deal with this type of narcissistic personality disorder, this bipolar personality, this passive aggressiveness, this rewriting of history that she does as retconning, which is gaslighting in effect, that we have to deal with this. But we do, unfortunately, because I am not going to sit back and let somebody like this try to character assassinate me and try to ruin my reputation that I built over the last 49 years of my life. It's not going to happen. And unfortunately, she has no receipts for anything she's talked about. I do. I have a repository on my Instagram. Other people have account. I mean, how many people here in the live chat have some kind of repository or some kind of Twitter or something about them that has receipts showing that everything that Katie has said over the last couple of years is completely wrong? And you don't even have to say what it is. You just say yes, you do, or no, you don't, because I guarantee there's a large amount of people in my audience that have tracked this person for a long time. But unfortunately, they don't know some of the nuances of the people that she's talking about because they weren't involved in that aspect of our community, of the Great Bay community. So the people that she has mentioned, she doesn't even know very well either. She just has heard this from other people and heard different things, and she decided to run with it. Bad mistake, because the people in the Great Bay community, which is not part of the Dean Mom or Leslie Bass or any of that kind of community, they know that what she's spinning is narrative. They know that she's full of crap. But unfortunately, it's hard to get all the people to kind of to get the information consolidated. So that's what I'm going to kind of do for you guys tonight. So let's just dive into this. And let me know if you guys can hear this, because again, I haven't done this in a long time. Maybe space will just
raw or R and raw. He's enormous. He wouldn't come on the show anymore.
All right, so let's like I said, I'm going to pause this every so often. Make sure you heard that. So she's talking about R and Raw. R and Raw is a anti-creationist, atheist advocate. Used to be a really good friend of mine. I've known him for a very, very long time. He's been on my show many, many, many times. He's been on the Non Sequitur show many times. He does wonderful work when it comes to creationism, anti-creationism. Showing that the Earth is not 7,000 years old, showing that man did not walk with dinosaurs. He knows his stuff pretty well on that, and I've given him huge props for that. That's one of the reasons him and I got along very well. He, however, is not really great when it comes to biblical biblical history, or philosophy. And so a lot of people have called him out on the mistakes he makes when it comes to biblical error issues that he has. By the way, I'm not a big Bible person either. I'm not religious. But I expect people to get certain facts right. And even other atheist philosophers and other atheist religious experts that are atheists have said he's gotten a lot of things wrong. Well, I've always got on him for making large mistakes in philosophy that he makes. It has nothing to do with atheism, as far as whether atheism is true or not. It has nothing to do with that. And Aaron, unfortunately, doesn't like to be corrected. He doesn't take correction very well. He says he does. But when it comes to philosophy, he really does it, because anybody who's followed my channel knows that on my channel, if when it comes to philosophy, we try to get, it pretty correct. And I've had numerous PhDs on my channel. None of them say I'm wrong about some of the stuff that I'm talking about. If they did, they would let me know. But Aaron, they tell him he's wrong on it as well. So this narrative that she's trying to run out of the bat, that Aaron will come on the channel, the only reason he wouldn't is because he just got tired of having conversations with me that he wouldn't budge on. And I told him, hey, that's fine. I won't talk to you about it anymore. But he kept inundating himself in these conversations. He kept interjecting himself on my Facebook page, on these conversations in the Great Debate Community, which is now a Facebook group. He just wouldn't stop. And I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to continue, I'm going to continue to point out why you're wrong. And he eventually blocked me on that. That's the whole story on that. I think Aaron's a great guy as far as everything else. He's got a heart of gold. But she's trying to run this narrative like Aaron's not going to come on. You didn't come on your show. Well, yeah, this is why. She neglects to have any of the background information as a prerequisite for her to do proper due diligence to understand why Aaron doesn't come on the show. And why would that matter anyways? What does that have to do with anything? How does that have anything to do with the accusations that Katie makes? I don't understand it. By the way, you guys can't hear this, right? Because I didn't get anybody to say that had confirmation they could hear it. But I'm assuming that you can, because usually what happens is you may not tell me that you can hear me or it, but you would definitely tell me when you cannot.
And then Aaron Ra, he writes at Patheos sometimes. And then Steve did a blog post about him at Meta.
Okay, so I've done numerous blog posts. I write a philosophy blog. www.greatdebatecommunity.com. I call it 3 a.m. philosophy because that's usually when I write these things, and it's a layperson's aspect of philosophical concepts, right? Well, Aaron had written a blog on me, and he just called it Mr. Agnostic something or other, right? And it was pretty pejorative. He got a lot of things wrong in it. He got my positions wrong. He got philosophy wrong, and it was just poorly written. And I decided to write a blog back to him, as Mr. Agnostic, right? And he didn't like it very much from what I understand. But again, he doesn't get a lot of the philosophy right. People that know me and my channel will recognize that. So she's trying to lay this narrative that somehow I have this personal grudge against Aaron and personal grudge against me. It's always been about the philosophical topics that we butt heads with. That's it. And then she mentions Hemet Mented, who's the Friendly Atheist, who I did write a blog about because of the same reasons. He got some stuff wrong when it came to philosophy. But my very first line from that blog was how much I respected the Friendly Atheist. He was one of the very first people that came on our podcast on the Non Sequitur show. He'd been on the show. Never had a negative word to say about the guy. But that doesn't mean he's infallible. That doesn't mean he cannot make mistakes when it comes to certain topics. And if we don't hold people accountable when they make mistakes, whether it be biological, physics, mathematics, whatever, why is philosophy any different? Then we're no different than blind theists. We're no different than creationists. We're no different than flat earthers. You have to hold people accountable when they make these kind of blatant mistakes that he was making. And I had reached out to him before and asked him, "Do you want, can I have a conversation about these things in private or public? I didn't care." And he politely refused. He was real nice about it, but I'm like, okay. He didn't want to ever have a conversation with me, so I write. So I wrote the blog on him. This narrative that she's running, somehow I picked on the friendly atheist, right? Because he's friendly, is just, it's nonsensical. Because again, I had nothing against the friendly atheist at all. He's a nice guy.
And how he's wrong about everything, basically.
He's wrong about everything, basically. That's not what I've ever said. He was wrong about a few points, and I even, my blog post was something like mistakes were made only because he had made some mistakes when it came to the logic and philosophy he was talking about. But he didn't say he was wrong on everything. I read his blog. I think he writes some great stuff. But of course, what's the C word again that they're missing? Context.
And Hemet is the friendly atheist. And if you are an atheist, the friendly atheist is literally like the biggest atheist blogger, period.
Okay.
Hemet is like, he's like, if you're in the atheist world, Hemet is like the Ashley, basically. You know what I mean? Like, he's big.
Okay, well, that doesn't mean he's infallible. And I've talked to the Ashley. She seems like a nice person. If she got some things wrong, I would probably do something on her too, but I never needed to. But there was no personal thing that I had against the friendly atheist at all. And she neglects to put any of this context in this character assassination video, because this is what it is. This is literally a 4-minute clip of her trying to character assassinate me to the 200 people that are watching her Instagram. And by the way, this gets worse. This was just the beginning.
Patheos, I actually left Patheos. That's why. Has nothing to do with, they took my stuff down. I left them. And I took all of my content with me because I own the copyright.
Yeah, and I don't know how to validate that or not, to be honest with you. I know she is no longer with Patheos. I don't know if you leave Patheos, do you keep your content because you wrote it? Or I thought if it's on their hosting site, they keep it. But I do not know enough about it one way or another. I've never written for Patheos. I write my own blog on my own domain. I own the domain that I have. And so it is all my copyright. But when you write for Patheos, I don't know if you're writing as an agent and you're giving them permission to host it and to take copyright of it of sorts. So I don't know if she got removed from Patheos or if she left on her own accord. I have no idea. But she is no longer with Patheos. Now, I do find it interesting, and again, I don't want this to be narrative or spin, but it's going to sound like it because it was very coincidental that she seemed to have left Patheos immediately a few days after talking about how many lawyers she has with Patheos and how she has billions of dollars worth of defense funds and up for at her fingertips. It was like a couple days later, then all of a sudden she wasn't with Patheos any longer. Coincidence? I don't know. Again, I don't. It's going to, Steve, you're running the same narrative she's trying to do. Well, and maybe. I just find it to be something very interesting. Maybe somebody could look into that. I'm just kind of curious if she left Patheos or they dumped her. Doesn't really matter really either way, except, validate the story, right? You may ask me, am I an atheist? No, I'm not an atheist, but I'm not a theist either. Another thing that seems to confuse Katie back in the day, she doesn't understand philosophy, right? So she doesn't understand that a person can be neither an atheist or a theist. And so this narrative that for some reason the atheist content creators, the big ones, have issues with me is because they don't understand the philosophical aspects of the topic either. And so it is about the intellectual topic. It's not about the ontology. It's not about God existing or not. It is about the normativity when it comes to the topic of how these terms are normally understood in the literature. Now, I have tons of papers on this. I have tons of research I've done on it, all the way from Stanford Encyclopedia, Oxford, Cambridge, Dr. Oppie, Dr. Malik, Dr. Draper, Dr. McCormick, Dr. JJC Smart, Dr. Martin, Dr. Bolivant, Dr. Flew, you name it. I have these papers and I've read, and all of them have consilience to this. But the big name atheists like Arn and Matt Dillahunty, they don't want to say any of that. To them, it doesn't matter. They're just as dogmatic that I've seen as some dogmatic theist. And this is what I've been pointing out to the atheist community for a very long time. Just because you don't believe in God does not make you a critical thinker. Does not mean all of a sudden you have the intelligence to go around and try to argue with people a lot smarter than you without having the evidence to back it up. And so when you say certain things is the case, you need to have material facts to support that. Or if you even argue a position that doesn't have material facts, but you put basing it as an opinion or belief, you still have a burden of proof with that. And a lot of the people in the higher atheist community did not like that concept because they've been trying to convince people for a very long time. Atheists don't have a burden of proof. Atheism is merely not believing in God. Well, that's all bumpkiss. None of that's true in philosophy. And so I've had the actual evidence to show that they're wrong on that. And they don't like that. But that's a different topic altogether. Kawasa 5000. This is high school drama level character assassination. He did this, he did that. Any one of us could probably do a better job. Yeah, oh yeah. No, she's spiraling. I mean, this is worse, like I said. But it doesn't take much to throw these accusations out there when you have 200 people watching that have no idea who I am, have no idea the history of the great debate community, nor the people that she's talking about. She could say whatever she wants, put any name in there, and it wouldn't matter, right? Because they're not the kind of crowd to go check into these things and say, wow, this Steve sounds like a really bad guy. I mean, the Friendly Atheist, he doesn't even like him because he's friendly. Well, as far as I know, Friendly Atheist has nothing against me. I don't know if he even read my blog, and he was a great guest. So. The ex-Hindu atheist says she exploits other people's lives for income. Oh, absolutely. But the difference is she has to make stuff up in order to stay relevant. Her blog and her, well, more importantly, her video channel now, it's just misinformation left and right. And people from these communities like Team Mom, they're recognizing it. The people that are in the Amber Portwood communities are going, wait a minute, you're putting out just basically gossip. She's a gossip monger. And they're like, stop doing this, right? She put out that Amber was going to be fired from the show. That never happened. She put out Josh Duggar was going to be arrested for child pornography. That never happened. Now, are they investigating for something? Yes, but she called it ICE. It's actually Homeland Security. ICE is part of Homeland Security, but it wasn't ICE. It was Homeland Security. And that wouldn't be who would be investigating Josh for that. It should be the FBI. So it's just, she goes and reads something on a Reddit page and takes it and runs with it. So basically gossip. She just takes gossip and she runs with it as facts, not just as gossip, but as the truth. My truth, she calls it. And by the way, anybody who thinks I'm wrong on this, go ask any of her ex-mods, go ask anybody who's followed her for a long period of time. This is par for the course.
I took it all down. I left Patheos.
And by the way, somebody says, I don't believe he has no burden of proof. Well, you're wrong. Go look in philosophy. Again, that's a different topic, but it is an epistemic burden on a second order burden of justification. If you understand what I just said, great. If you don't, then you're not going to be able to really understand why it does have a burden. And yes, if you want to get into the problem of inferential justification, we could do that as well. But I do know this topic. Saying you don't believe somebody is something that requires a burden of proof because you're withholding affirmation on a particular propositional content. So yeah, don't try to mess with me on this. This is my jam when it comes to epistemology of that particular category.
So anyways,
side topic, sorry.
That created this whole thing with when the white nationalist that was basically using the channel to talk about how we needed a white ethno state.
All right, let's talk about this. First of all, I have screenshots of her actually saying, quote, Steve associates with white nationalists. Steve associates with Nazis. Okay, let that sink in here. The level of character assassination you have to do to say X person associates with Nazis, X person associates with white supremacists is unbelievable. First of all, I have a Jewish heritage. My mom's Jewish. I had people that did die in the Holocaust. I mean, for her to levy something like that to me, with somebody who spent 3 tours in the Gulf War, that fought for this country, to fight against something like that, is reprehensible. It's morally reprehensible. We did have a supposed white supremacist on our channel on the Non Sequitur show with a black supremacist. They were talking to each other about trying to get a meeting in the minds, as me and Kyle were fostering between them. Unfortunately, it did go south a little bit, not because in the way you would think. They actually got along. They actually both agreed that they should have that we should have an ethno state. Kyle and I did not agree with them. We were like, no. So we didn't agree with the white nationalists. We didn't agree with the black nationalists. We were like, no. Listen, we jumped in the conversation and stopped it, kind of thing, because we were not promoting white nationalism nor an ethno state. That narrative is completely gone in this dialogue, right? She's not telling anybody about this. And by the way, the people in my live chat that watched my show, the Non Sequitur show, 6,000 people left that show to come over to this channel. They know this to be the case. They know we were never promoting this stuff. We were not associating or letting a white nationalist use our platform to promote any of that stuff. Atheist, $2. She doesn't correct anyone. Colin Steve, a creep, similar. She's not used to having to correct her things. Bullinator says, who's the producer of Non Sequitur, says she was on the Non Sequitur episode where she agreed with Kyle and Caitlin Chloe that people being on a channel does not equal support. Right. But she's not telling anybody of this, Bullinator, right? She's not telling anybody, Steve said he didn't support this nationalist, and Steve said he's not for an ethno state, and he's very much against that. Not that context is completely taken out of this. She's just saying Steve had a white nationalist on his platform. This is true. But without context, that is character assassination. Because let me tell you something. Just because you say the truth, the omission of truth is a lie. The omission of truth is categorized just as much as defamation and character assassination. If you do not explain the stuff in context, if you're trying to mislead people, that is defamation. This is what she's doing. And worse, to top it off, she claims she's a journalist. Well, depends what day you ask. Some days she says I'm not a journalist. Other days she says she is a journalist. This is reprehensible behavior.
Was on the channel, all these other people that had supported the channel started leaving. So there was this group of people, scientist Mel, a woman named Jenny, some other people that had smaller YouTube channels that no longer wanted to be affiliated with.
Yeah, this is true. This is some of the reason that, by the way, Jen is just somebody off Twitter. I have no idea who this person Jen is, besides a name on Twitter that I blocked ages ago. That was part of the Godless Iowan crowd. People may remember back in the day, Godless Iowan was an atheist that came on the scene and actually had some pretty decent stuff and was doing the Godless Iowan report, but started to go full SJW. I mean, literally went out of their mind. And a lot of people started blocking the Godless Iowan and didn't want anything to do with the Godless Iowan. And Mel was part of that group that held on to the Goddess Iowan. And I never got along with Scientist Mel very well. No, I should say that very early on, I got along with Scientist Mel pretty decently. I had her on my channel. She was a guest on my channel. We did collabs together. But then she started to do things that I didn't like use my friends as weapons. She would go to my friends in private messages and try to recruit them as white knights to go fight for her against other people. I didn't like that. I didn't like that she would start Twitter things and then back away from them, expecting everybody else to go do her dirty work, and then step back and go, I'm the helpless victim. These people are attacking me. These people are bullying me. That's not how it works. And so she came to me one time to white knight for her against Anti-Ordinary, Demi, and not doxing people in her name. I have to say that every time now. But I was a friend of me, I guess, at the time of Anti-Ordinary. But Anti-Ordinary put a video out, and I retweeted it, and she came to me going, well, if you retweet this, you're supporting it. Do you support her? Are you going to, condemn her, blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, no. I support this video, but I'm not going to go after her. You got an issue with it. You make a video and confront her on it. But don't come to me. I'm not your white knight to go save you when somebody, makes a proper video against you. This isn't personally against you. It's about what you're saying, Mel. She didn't like that at all. And it became very visceral after that. But of course, that context is missing from all. She makes it out to be, this is a woman. Scientist Mel is an educated woman. Steve can't have that because, she's like, was talking back to Steve. None of that's true. Anybody who knows me knows that's not true. I surround myself by very educated, opinionated, strong-willed women. Many of them are more than happy to disagree with me on something. In fact, it's kind of a game they go play where, hey, look, I'm going to disagree with Steve and I'm going to show him to be wrong. And sometimes they may succeed, but I don't get offended by that. I don't get intimidated by that. That's what I actually like. I thrive on that kind of intellectual discourse. And I especially like a woman that is intelligent and is outspoken and is, well, I guess you would say a feminist in some ways. I mean, I don't like the feminist term because I find that radical feminism kind of taking it over. But it's funny is I get along with the average feminist very well because we probably agree on 99% of the stuff. No? But just because you're a woman doesn't mean you can say stuff and not be held accountable for it. Scientist Mel has done reprehensible things, in my opinion, and I've held her accountable for it. She also released confidential, highly confidential medical information about a dear friend of mine with no compunction about it whatsoever, not just to the public, but to the person's abuser. I'm sorry. That is not okay. That is absolutely not okay. And people can ask me for that evidence, and I can give it to them in private, or you can ask certain people in the live chat as well who have seen this evidence as well, and we're happy to talk to you about it. The evidence is out there, although it's not public for obvious reasons, because I don't go around sharing people's medical information. But this is what the narrative is that she's missing from this. She doesn't even know this person, Mel, very well. She's talked to her a handful of times. She was introduced to this crowd because Mel is part of a crowd of a group of people from the Great Bay community that I separated myself from ages ago, that I don't want to have anything to do with, because this is what they did. They character assassinated people for years. And 3 years ago, I got tired of it. Reg Rhetoric got tired of it. Bullinator got tired of it. A lot of people got tired of it, and we didn't want to be around that type of person any longer. They've latched on to Katie, they've latched on to Mel, and they're feeding them narratives, and they're telling them what to do, to character assassinate. And they're also telling her to go mass flag. I have this confirmed, not just from Katie, but from other people as well. But Katie has said certain names have told her to go mass flag people. But what happened was they wanted to go mass flag me. They didn't really think about her going to do this to Leslie Bass. Well, Leslie Bass she's a well-liked individual. She's got 16,000 subs. She's got 6 kids. Very independent woman as far as, putting out her position. She's not scared of anything. And she tried to mass flag her. And her channel did get under review for it. That's not cool. That is something that will destroy your YouTube career by asking people to do that. And now, but she didn't, she was coy about it. She didn't do it on YouTube. She did it on Instagram. And most of those are she tried to delete, although we have them. But if you do it on Instagram, it's very hard to get that to YouTube and say, hey, look, this person is calling for mass flagging, because anybody who's ever tried to get in touch with YouTube knows it's damn near impossible. So, oh yeah, no, Britt, you can come in here in a sec. One of her ex-mods wants to come in. Yeah, the only thing is I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, because I'm not running a room right now, Britt. So I might have to figure out a way to bring you in. How am I going you know what? Give me a second here. I guess I can start a Google Hangout and then bring you in as a side thing. She's a side. Get it? Somebody's going to say that's a bad joke. I know. I'm not PC. So yeah, let me give you a link here. I'm going to make a Google Hangout. And I think this is going to work. There's just going to be a voice only anyways. Give me 30 seconds here. I've gotten pretty decent at this. That. Check your Facebook here, Britt, in about 10 seconds here, and then we'll continue. I didn't mean to show that, sorry. I think it was just me asking somebody to share. I'm in Twitter I'm in Twitter jail right now, so I asked people to share the link. Where are you, Britt? There you are. Hi, Britt, sending it to you now. Come on in. Yeah, I'll tell if you can see it. And then I'll put this video back here. Get rid of that. Okay. All All right, so let's get back to where we were here. Sorry about that, people. Failed in engineering, $2. Hi, Steve. Manya here. Hi, Manya. Mwah. I'm allowed to do that with her because I got consent, that C word. And I find Manya to be highly, she's got a master's degree in engineering. She's beautiful. She's articulate. She has a personality. She's strong-willed. Hey, when this narrative that I don't like that kind of a person it's just, again, to me is bizarre. I don't like the fact that she's trying to make it about the fact that Mel is educated and she's a woman, because none of this is gender oriented at all. Never has been. Okay, so moving on here. And Brittany, let me know if you're in here. Nicole, I love you too. You're a very strong-willed woman. Says no one. All right, let me try something. Copy to share. Try that link. That's the same link. Yeah, it should work. Oh, you might not be able to do it on phone. If you're on phone, I have to send it through to an email. Google Hangouts is weird like that. Give me 1 second. Let me see if that works. And we'll go on and let me see if she can get in here.
Because a godless Iowan, because they said it was irresponsible. And then it became like this attack on these girls, scientist Mel, who is still under.
How she says
being harassed. I just talked to Mel 2 days ago.
Okay, you notice how she said girls. It's like, why does it matter that they happen to be women? I mean, I have had many videos against Nephilim Free, against G-Man, against anybody basically that I think needs to be talked about, or they say something incorrect. And so what's so funny is I made a blog against Aaron Raw and Hemet, and all of a sudden she didn't say these, talking about how the gender of the men, but she makes it a point to bring up the gender of Jen, who, again, I don't barely know that person. They're from Twitter. I've never talked to her in any hangout that I'm aware of. And Scientist Mel. But why does it matter that Scientist Mel is a woman? I don't get it. This is sexism 101, but not on my end, on hers. Yeah, give me your, you know what, Britt, I do have your email, I think, still, so 1 sec. I need a producer. Cool. All right, Brady, I've sent it to you right now. There you go. All right. And, but I mean, you guys notice this? I mean, everything about her is about gender. It's about, the Steve's and how he treats women. What are you talking about? I have thousands of women in my audience, thousands of women that I have 5,000 Facebook friends, and I say 1,000 of them or 2,000 of them I probably know in real life, and that women I've known for all my life. Why does it matter that Scientist Mel is a woman if she has done horrific things, in my opinion, that I've called her out for? I don't understand this at all. It's just narrative. It's just pure, unadulterated character assassination, because she's talking to her crowd that is led by emotions. She's talking to her crowd and they're not caring about whether this is true or not. She doesn't have a lot of people in her audience that do a lot of due diligence, because a lot of them left and came over to this channel when they found out that I was right. Let me see. You having a difficult time still, Britt? Where are you, Britt? Did that work for you? So I'm trying to get one of her mods in here. This says I'm still the only one here, so. 1 second. Well, hopefully that'll work. I don't know what's going on. Mods in here. Oops. Brittany, is this just not working?
Hello?
Oh, there we go. Awesome. Okay, I was gonna say that should work.
Hey.
Hey. I first of all, you can turn off your camera because it's not going to see you. We're only doing voice for you. We might send some bandwidth. Yep. Okay, there we go. So, what do you want to add so far since you've been watching this video and what I've been saying?
I actually just started watching it. Sorry, I was putting
Okay.
my kids to bed, and I just noticed.
Well, let me do a quick recap.
Yep.
A couple things. Rattle says Steve has already been a perfect gentleman to me, except when I asked him not to be. This is true. Consent. Rattle's a very beautiful woman. She's flirted with me, but she knows that I have an interest and in somebody, and I kind of a one person kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I am a perfect gentleman when it comes to women. I do hold them in high regard. Matter of fact, I'm very old fashioned.
Oh yeah.
I pull the chair out. I open doors, and I get shit on for that. But that's how my nature is. And I do have women that do flirt with me. I do have women that have hit on me. I'm flattered by it, but I don't have I can only focus on one at a time. That's just me.
Oh well, I don't blame you for that.
People that are polyamorous, I get it. Do your thing. But I prefer just one. This is me at the moment, except for Nicole. You know, obviously Nicole Davis. I have to include her. She'll kill me.
I'm gonna have to start fighting Nicole. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No matter whatever happens, I gotta bring Nicole along with the ride. If I ever do get married one day or have a harem or a cult, she has to be the primary. Yeah. Let's see here. All right, so
I can't see the comments right now. So
yeah, super chat. Helios says she says girls not to know gender, but to make you feel sorry because you say girls, you think of a child with pigtails, not a grown adult. That might be true. I don't know. I didn't read that, but you know what? It's possible. But I do think it is. I think it is trying to build a victim narrative that look at Steve has picked on women. Steve, how he treat because she even says how she writes how Steve has treated women. Well, how about how Steve has maybe treated people? Okay, let's talk about that. But even then, I don't like certain people, and I will go after them. But it has nothing to do with the fact that they're women. But she seems to point that out as it's a factor when it's not.
Well, it's because it invokes a more emotional response, like you said, when people use keywords like that, like women or because they're gay, or they picked on me because I'm Aboriginal, or like. People don't use normal generalized words when they want people to only get their side and see them as the victim and sort of paint someone else as the villain.
Let me ask Steve, please answer. Does she really have connections with TMC as she reports she does? You mean TMZ?
Yeah, I think he means TMZ.
Yeah, it depends whether you mean connections.
Yeah, she got one person's name from one of the people with Teen Mom. She got a connection through them, and that's how she ended up getting a hold of them. But I don't know. I can't speak for TMZ, obviously, but I can't see them taking her all that serious, because if you read the way the article was written, it wasn't really flattering on her side, I guess.
Well, I mean, let's be realistic. Katie outright lied about that situation. Amber, Amber Portwood is from Teen Mom, 16 and Pregnant, and a couple other shows, I guess. I don't follow them. Again, I'm not that kind of a reality TV junkie. But she was on probation for something, and she said that if Katie continues to talk about her, she was threatening to sue her. All of a sudden, in Katie's mind, that was considered to be a threat. And so she called her DA and she called her probation officer saying Amber Portwood threatened me, which would be a probation violation, right? To get her back in jail, or to have her go to jail. Both the DA and the probation officer didn't see anything to this. They were like, no, it's not a threat. And Amber was pissed. Amber made a video and just let off, just was going off on Katie. But Katie lied about this, and she contacted TMZ about all this. And I think TMZ screwed up by running with this, but that's what happened. So when you say she had a contact there, that's the best I can give you.
And Steve is
sorry,
still,
I'm just
like,
answering
harassing
someone
her
in the
because
chat. Someone named Sharon asked who I was and what the relevancy is, and it's just I'm just here to kind of give some light to the background that is Katie and in all this, because I am an ex-mod for her. I was for a very short period of time, but to me, it didn't really take me very long to kind of see the type of person she was in regards to her character.
Oh, and by the way, I can't even, I lost count how many mods have left that have contacted me of hers. That are
I think she's lost. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Because the only ones I've seen left, Jesse Bear is one of her mods. Some whack job named Real Matt Todd. And those are the only two that I see that probably would never leave her no matter what. They're just mental.
Same with Chapter Epilogue, and Team Schroeder are still with her.
Oh, Team Schroeder,
I believe.
Yeah, Team Schroeder. I've let him leave comments. So far, he hasn't gotten too out of hand, because every time he says something, he basically gets his shit pushed in, because he's just fundamentally wrong. And he's one of those people like Katie that just spins things out there, but people know enough now to go, oh no, that's not what happened. Flossie did that with him the other night, just ripped him because he didn't tell the whole story, right? It seems like they have all that in common. They'll give partial truths. I'll give all the truth. And that difference in information is critical to the story. So, yeah, Jesse Bear's still a mod. Yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew was a mod of hers. I don't know if Andrew's still a mod of hers.
I think Andrew was. I know Schizo was. What's his name? Schizo, whatever. Matt. Another different Matt. But
stood up to him about.
I think wasn't Brandon a mod of Katie's as well?
Which Brandon?
Worrell?
No.
Or no? Oh, okay. I thought he was for a minute.
No, I know.
I might be mixing him up with Schizo.
Okay.
He treats
yeah, no, I did see that she ripped me apart on Instagram Live yet again. I'm not quite sure why she's coming for me so hard. Her and another mod of hers. I'm going to call her American Sister because I don't want to get yelled at for doxing.
Yeah, I'll tell you this though. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, no. Go ahead.
Okay, American Sister came to me.
Mm-hmm.
And she asked me questions, and I was very nice to her. I gave her all the things. She was even in a live chat, and it was Leslie's, if I'm not mistaken, the one she did for 3 hours, so somebody can find it.
Yeah.
And she said, "I do want to thank Steve for taking the time to talk to me." And yet she's been in all these different feeds on Instagram now, just berating me. What a horrible, horrible human being I am. I'm like, this is the type of people that, are just two-faced, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Maximilian for 50 Seeks says, "Keep exposing those who need quote my truth," and I'm going to. Again, this channel is about critical thinking. If you want to call it drama, I don't even care at this point. But I tell you what, I'm not going to stop as long as Katie's around, as long as God's Engineer is around in some ways. I'm not going to let him forget. I'm not going to let Mr. Atheist forget. But right now, she's the one actually actively doing stuff and actively saying things. So she's my focus for right now. And I'm not going to stop that. And I've lost 20% of my Patreons. And probably some of them are seasonal. Probably some of them where they don't like this type of content. I get it. But
yeah.
I don't do it because of the Patreon. I do it because I enjoy it, and I want the patrons to enjoy it. And if they do, then they'll be patrons and they'll watch. But I'm never going to change who I am and what this channel's been about. And if they don't like it, I get it. I really honestly do. But my hope and goals are always that more people will come in that do like it than don't. But if that's not the case, it's still, I will stay at this level forever then. I'm okay with that. It's just, that's how I've ran my channel for 7-8 years. And it's worked okay. Does that make sense, Britt?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, I feel like it makes sense. And I feel like, it's quote unquote drama that Katie has facilitated. And Flossie said it perfectly last night when she said, the common denominator of this is Katie.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
How can one person have so many issues with so many people, yet preach and preach and preach? I've never had an issue until now. She said that with Amber. I remember her saying that with Toddy. I remember her saying it with the anti-vaxxers. It's just the same old song again that Katie likes to sing.
I can definitely see the anti-vaxxers. But it's funny is a lot of people have been leaving comments on my videos that probably, they even say I don't even know who Steve is, but they're on my videos. So they don't know the history of Katie. And they certainly don't know that this woman, and I shouldn't even say the word woman, but it's just, because then it makes me sound like I'm doing the same thing. This person, Katie, she helped literally her co-host and my co-host get away with taking $60,000 from the Non Sequitur Show fans, $30,000 which was mine. She helped cover that up by laying a narrative of that I was committing tax evasion, that I was committing medical fraud, that I was sexually harassing her. This is something that affected my life very, very personally, that I was out $30,000 that I have to go to court, that I'm in court for right now against my co-host and her ex-co-host for this. She neglects to mention a lot of this. She's changed the narrative. She actually has said this blew me away. She said, well, Steve has laid this weird thing that I've taken money from him. I've taken $60,000 from him. That's never happened. People that know me I've never said she took a dime. They know my co-host. They watch the Non Sequitur Show. They know they have the legal papers out there on the North Carolina Mandatory Complex Superior Court. None of the money involved her. None. What I told people was, because during that time we went to court, she was laying a narrative and people were starting to believe it, that I was the one committing fraud, that I was the one doing tax evasion, that I was the one sexually harassing her. None of that was true. She apologized on most of it and then retracted that. But to me, that emboldened Kyle. That helped him get away from the distraction of where's the money? Because my thing was, where is the money? And I asked Katie, I asked Mr. Atheist, I asked God Engineer, ask him, you guys are still streaming to this stream or to my channel after I had a cease and demand, or a demand letter. It wasn't a cease and desist, but it's a demand letter. Do not stream to my channel while we're in litigation. Because Kyle had control over it. We owned it 50-50, right? But
yeah,
the more he streamed to it, the more the channel devalued. Because Katie was a co-host on that channel after I left. She was on a couple times before, but then she became more of a co-host on The Smoking Nun. And anybody who's watched those episodes would tell you they were shit.
I watched a couple.
They were horrible. People stopped watching. It was devaluing the channel. This is why my lawyer gave Kyle a demand letter. Stop streaming to the channel. Katie knew about it. Mr. Atheist knew about it. God's Engineer knew about it. Caitlin Chloe knew about it. None of them cared. None of them cared that they were devaluing the channel because they thought they had so much great content. It was that channel went from $100,000 to zero in a matter of a couple months. So when people say, Steve, how did you get involved in this with this person? How why you're not even interested in reality TV? It's because this is not reality TV to me. This is reality to me. This is my reality that she had an effect on. So I hope that clears it up why people go to my channel and leaving comments. Well, why do you care about what this woman says? Because It's affected me. And it's affected other people like Leslie now. Her channel is under review. She couldn't even stream because of this woman. Marcus Phoenix. Hey, long time no see, Marcus, by the way. He says, hey, Steve, keep up the good work. Can't wait to see the smackdown of Mr. Atheist. That'll happen on the Non Sequitur Show. Saw him on Simon Dan, and he was saddened that he's taken as credible. I know, right? I know. I get. People don't know how much Mr. Atheist lied to his audience, how much he covered up, how many comments he removed. I know, but people say, well, you're just attacking him because he's atheist. No, I support atheist channels when they're doing stuff properly, right? Because I think atheists have a lot of great arguments, right? But Mr. Atheist isn't one of those people. He's very base level. But anyways, Josiah, $2. My sister just popped out for a new baby, named it Leo.
Oh, congrats!
Thank you. Congrats, new baby named Leo. Sweet Heathen says, ask Katie if her attorney can file on Kyle so he can admit to the lies he told her, that she is pushing all facts, even though she admitted she knows they were lies. And that's a very good point. She admitted to these things. She admitted that I didn't commit fraud, that I never committed tax evasion. She went on a video and said, I've seen the evidence overwhelmingly that Steve basically exonerated me, that I did nothing wrong. Now she's back saying those same claims because her new audience doesn't know that she's already said that there was all BS because she took that video down. She's retconning. Mm-hmm. But if you go watch Caffeine Corner from a couple weeks ago, when we go over and we review her video, we have her apology video and we go over in real time. And this is Brittany, did she not apologize? And I have 4 tweets of her apologizing on it. And now
she 100% apologized
for that.
She also said Yeah, she didn't apologize for the sexual harassment claims. I don't think she didn't really apologize per se. She kind of passed the buck on to Kyle and kind of made it seem like she was actually not kind of, she did make it seem like she was misled and she trusted the wrong person, and he was my best friend. But then she's telling people and yelling at Kyle on Twitter the other night or Instagram, Kyle, come fix this and that. Like, it's just.
Well, she went from there being besties to one of her videos. She said, well, I barely knew him.
Yeah. I think that was a video she took down the other night.
She did. She took a collection of them down. ATT Productions says, wouldn't you also support a theist if they're doing things ethically and producing worthwhile content? Yes, absolutely. There's a couple of channels out there that I like Inspiring Philosophy. I think he gets some stuff wrong, but I think he actually at least facilitates the conversation, right? And he has great dialogues. Cameron, what's his name? Butowski or Brizzoli. Capturing Christianity is the title of the show, but I don't agree with him on a lot of things either. But he has amazing dialogues. He has Grandma Hoppy on. He has Dr. Luke on, Luke Barnes. He has Dr. Malpass, and I love Dr. Malpass. He's a friend of mine. And so if they're doing it with content that is ethical, great. This is my thing. But yeah, I'll go after atheist or theist. It doesn't matter to me. I'm neither of them. So what does it matter to me? I have no dog in that fight. I'm not dogmatic. I'm not an ideologue. I promote critical thinking, not agendas. But let's try to get through this video a little bit more.
How he treats women, how he talks about women.
How he treats women and how he talks about women. How do I do that, Katie? How do I treat women? I guarantee it. I have women in my live chat that'll tell you right now how well I treat them and how shy I am around them in real life. One of them came to my channel earlier today when we had David Worley on. There was a girl that used to have a crush on me that I've known for over a decade. And she even verified, yes, Steve is really like this. He's really this shy.
Katie's live again right now.
Of course, she always goes live when I go live, right? Because she tries to draw people away so they don't have to hear the truth, which is fine. She's allowed to do that. But this video will stay up in perpetuity. Right? Because anybody who says, people watch this video, they say, you know what, Steve got this video on this character assassination, go watch it, because he explains this all in detail, in great detail. But do you notice that though, how this because her audience is mostly women, so she's playing to that emotional connection, saying, look how Steve treats women. Well, if she only knew the truth, right? I mean,
well, exactly, because if you did, hypothetically, let's say you did treat women this way, then I highly doubt you would have done what you did last night for Leslie. I really don't think you would have been so kind to me the first time I reached out to you, because I was pretty awful to you when Katie had me thinking. You changed
your tune if you saw the evidence and you just talked to her. Yeah, and that's what I hope people do, right? I mean, this is why she's scared to death of people talking to me or Leslie. She is morbidly scared to death of it, because she knows if people actually do talk to me and actually do talk to Leslie, most of them will probably change their mind.
Plum Creek Farms just said that Leslie posted on her new channel that it was Katie flagged by several people, and as soon as Matt is going to come on her live, she's going to get her old channel back to tell the lies by Katie. Yeah, that is what she's going to do. But also recently, Leslie had to change the name of her second channel that she made from Katie taking it down, because Katie was talking about getting that channel taken down as well.
She put in Flossie's name. Smart move, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But you know what Katie did? Katie put her, from what I understand, you can verify you were a mod, but Katie put her house in somebody else's name in case you ever have to lose it for a defamation lawsuit.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, she literally took her house and put it somebody else's name. This is how worried she is about being sued, because people have threatened to sue her and people have issued injunctions against her.
I was told today that I didn't realize I wasn't blocked on her Facebook. I'm blocked on her personal, but I wasn't blocked on her Facebook Without a Crystal Ball group. And I put a couple links to Leslie's videos, and I put a link to the screen grab of the video of of Katie talking and asking for mass trolls. Mm-hmm. And somebody told me that, well, she deleted it rather quick, but I guess she was on Instagram Live when that happened, and someone commented, oh, Brittany said she's spoken to a lawyer, and I guess she got off Instagram Live like right away.
Somebody asked a really good question. Lamb Up from Twitter, they asked a really good question. They said, I want to know how she's getting channels taken down, harassment, and her account is still up. I will tell you how. Because again, she is a highly manipulative narcissist. And what she does is she'll go to Instagram. She'll tell people over there, go mass flag people. But she won't do it on YouTube. Because if she does it on YouTube, you can timestamp that and send it as a report. If you do it on Instagram, we all know how difficult it is to get anything to YouTube. So she's aware of this fact. She's aware of this. But that's exactly what she does. And I've seen her do it in the same day. She, in real time on Instagram, telling people to go flag people, and then she goes over her channel and says, I would never suggest people go flag anything. Are you kidding me? And by the way, she thinks that message... Well, what's that? There's a message of her telling people, do you know any trolls to go mass flag somebody? Mm-hmm. She says that's doctored. I have the original. I have the video.
Do too. I have the video too.
Yeah, we know who sent it. That is not doctored, and she's absolutely lying on that. She knows she's lying on that. Yeah, I mean, she cannot tell the truth if her life depends on it, but she doesn't have to convince my viewers. She doesn't have to convince these people. They know. The people that are with me for a long time, they know. She has to convince those people that are sticking around to her channel. And by the way, her numbers are plummeting. Just plummeting. They're hemorrhaging. And I think she's aware of this. So she's going to try to latch on to that very core group of emotionally driven people and tell them whatever they want to hear, and they'll just believe it by fiat.
Crystal, definitely. Crystal said Instagram is where she does the dirty deeds. YouTube, she plays nice.
Yep. And by the way, Crystal, I'm going to give you mods too, by the way. So I'm going to give you a mod, Crystal, so you can push links and stuff like that. So let's continue on here.
Mm-hmm. That guy that was the white nationalist. How he's had people on there that are like convicted rapists, that kind of stuff.
All right, so let's talk about that real quick. I've had people that drink their own piss, okay? I've had flat earthers on. I've had some crazy people on this channel, the Great Debate Community channel and the Non Sequitur channel, because that's what we did. We had discussions on these topics, and a lot of times we were pointing out how dumb they were, right? I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're drinking your own urine, you got something wrong with you, right? And so when she doesn't tell her audience this in context, right? Steve had a rape apologist on. Yeah, we were talking about First Amendment auditing on somebody who, by the way, has day one said they were innocent, whether they got convicted on it, but the guy has 180,000 subs channel. His all fans believe him. Whether I believe him or not is irrelevant. He wasn't there to talk about that. He's a very popular First Amendment auditor. And I'm like, this was back in the 1980s, and I'm going to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Well, Fiona, which she's mentioned before, that name Fiona, made a video calling me a rape apologist for having this guy on. Well, bad mistake, because again, Fiona was from that group that I left, and she was just trying to damage me. But Red's Rhetoric and Cheshire made a counter video to that called Calumny and Obloquy, which was on Red's Rhetoric channel, that just destroyed Fiona's argument. And Fiona recoiled away. She dropped the whole issue because it was shown that she was being manipulative. She was being taking things out of context. And when Katie was saying, well, other women are out there, talk to Fiona, she's been sexually harassed. I don't know. Chess says she never heard her say sexual. I don't recall. I think that I have, but I'm going to go straw man and say she was saying harassment, in which case she was misleading people by a lie of omission, saying, well, Fiona was harassed. Fiona was never harassed. Fiona was harassing me, if anything, by trying to label me the stigma of a rape apologist that never happened, because I did nothing to ever do any kind of rape apologist. I did nothing that a rape apologist would ever say, because guess what? I'm against rape, Katie. Why would I be apologetic for that? A rape apologist is somebody says, look what she was wearing. she was really asking for that. That's kind of a rape. That's what a rape apology is, Katie. I swear to God, I don't think she even knows what half these terms even are, because she gets all of them wrong. She gets what a source is wrong. She doesn't understand what a fact checking means. She doesn't understand citations. Every word she uses, she doesn't understand some of these things because she never went to journalism school where they teach a lot of this stuff. But Max says for 50 seconds, wait, you need to be an honest person now? What's next? No bigotry? How am I supposed to feel good about myself with that moral standard? My truth. Yeah, I tell you, dude. I have a high ethical standard. People that know me know that that's straight up how I am. And when I see stuff like this and this trying to label me these things because they want to bring me down, it's just ridiculous. All it does is show the people that have known me forever how disingenuous and dishonest these people are to do the character assassinations. Because I don't character assassinate. I'm not. Britt, have you ever seen me talk about her? Her kid. Have I ever like got personal? Real personal with her. The most I've ever said was in private, and I'll admit this. There's something wrong with her eyebrows.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, other than that, I don't dog on her with anything, because I am about what she says, not what she looks like, not what her living conditions are. I don't care where people work. I don't care how many kids they have. I don't care what their job is. None of that is relevant to the facts, and none of that's relevant to the arguments.
No, exactly. And I remember the very first time I went on your Facebook Live, and when she was so upset about that, and that was literally the one thing I was trying to drive into everybody's head was, you don't have to go before she's done what she's done to me recently. I was, letting it out there that you don't need to go after her looks. You don't need to go after, her parenting. You don't need to go after this because she's just a terrible, terrible, quote unquote, journalist. And she spreads lies, and it's sickening. But as soon as she did what she did on her live, I don't care if it's taken down. It's affected my life now.
Oh, let's get to that real quick if we may.
I took my kids' gloves. Yeah, I took my kids' gloves off, and I'm being kind of petty on Twitter, and I'll admit it.
But I get why you are, and let me for the audience who don't know, there's an extortion site out there, the Dirt, where you basically will say anything they want about you, and then you have to pay money to have it removed. It's well known for that. Well, she used this as a source on Brittany. Katie actually used this as a source. She was trying to character assassinate Brittany rather than what Brittany had to say, just because she's no longer a mod with her. That's how vindictive this person is. I mean, you could go into more detail on a Brit than I can, but you've said some things that are very open about your past. She's using this as leverage.
Yeah.
That's morally reprehensible to me.
And one of her mods is actually still sending that link around. She talked to another YouTuber. I don't know if she's talked to Leslie about it recently, but she did contact another YouTuber, begged this YouTuber to apologized, begged this YouTuber to take down the video she had about Katie. She agreed. And then as soon as she agreed, she didn't take them down yet. American Sister was sending this YouTuber the links to that dirty profile and a couple other things on my Facebook.
Yeah, that's because they can't. Katie and her mods, the ones that are left, they cannot argue the merits of the arguments. They have to try to play dirty. This is why they have to go fact channels. This is why they have to find dirt on you on the dirt and stuff like that. I've got crap out there too that are I mentioned in Encyclopedia Dogmatica or something like that, I think. But it's like no, small and blur, but I don't give a crap. I have two blog entries from Dean Esme out there from Red Pill Religion. Steve's a doxer. Steve's a harasser. None of that's true. Dean Esme was actually a MGTOW person who basically hates women. Of all people quoting Dean Esme, and we had him on the Non Sequitur show and just eviscerated him. Right? But he made blogs about me saying that I doxed him. Here's the truth on that. His channel name was Dean Esme. He goes by Red Pill Religion, but the channel name was Dean Esme. That's his name. That's not doxing. And by the way, this is another thing that Katie says now. Well, Steve's a doxer. Steve goes around doxing people. Where? Excuse me, Katie, where? Who? Give me one name of a person I've ever doxed. I'd like to know that. That is it's a false story. That never happened. Max Colby. Yeah, thank you. I couldn't think of Max Colby. Kawasa. Max Colby's Dean Esme. That's not doxing. It's on his webpage. It's on his about, and you can go find it on his own channel. You can't dox somebody that puts out that information on their own channel, Max Colby, right? But doesn't matter to Katie. If she reads something that says, "Oh look, Steve is an abuser. Steve doxes and is buying Dean Esme," she doesn't care about the truth. You're always going to find that kind of crap out there on the internet, right? You always are. This is why you have to know where you're getting your information from, and you have to really do your research, because I can tell you right now, there's probably not a single person watching right now. We have 435 people watching. I thought this was a Sunday. We had like 180 people watching this morning. I'm impressed. I'm blown away. Thank you. 435 people watching. I guarantee probably not one of them is a fan of Max Colby. Not one. But that's the person I doxed, really? Interesting. Okay. Moving on here. Oh, do you want to do anything more on the dirt thing? You don't have to go into too much detail. But
no.
Right.
No, it's okay right now.
But I got your back, because I know what she did
to
you was just, as soon as you were like, Katie, you're done. I cannot tolerate you anymore. She just started to smear at you. And that's what happened when I left the group that I left. When I left, they started smearing me left and right, trying to get to me. They were smearing Red's rhetoric. They were smearing anybody that was associated with any one of us.
Sorry, Steve. Yeah, Lady Jane, how is this stalking, first of all?
Yeah.
How are we doing the one stalking when her mods and her are literally typing my name on the internet, looking for anything about me, going on Twitter, writing the name of the town I live in for one wrong?
And let me address this too. Stalking is a criminal offense, by the way. This video that we're doing, what's her name, Lady?
Yeah, Lady Jane loves the tea.
Lady Jane.
One of her.
Okay, so this is a real person, not a troll account.
Yeah, this is a real person.
Awesome. Lady Jane, let me talk to you for a second. This video that we're reviewing right here was from today. Literally from today, that Katie was saying these things about me, trying to destroy my reputation. Do you know who Katie is in the relationship that she has with me? That I helped get her on the internet as far as YouTube? Is that she came on my channel as a guest before she had a YouTube channel, and Kyle and I helped her get started? And then my producer, who's in the live chat, showed her how to stream? And she helped cover up him taking $60,000 from the fans that was supposed to be divided equally between him and I. And she helped cover that up. This is not just us harassing anybody, because that's not what it is. We don't harass. We are calling out people for what they say, which she has said today. So when you lay this narrative that Steve's stalking her or something like that, I can't imagine how you're using that word in any kind of conceivable way, because all I'm doing is answering the things that she has said. By the way, I don't have to, because they're just allegations where she has no proof of them, none. But I want to, because I want to show my audience about how it is to spin a narrative that she does and how poorly she does it. So let me ask Lady, did you know about that? Did you know that she was on my channel? Did you know that she helped Kyle basically get away with fraudulently taking $60,000? In a court of law, I have that proven. He was found for fraud, fraudulent conversion, unjust enrichment, breach of duty, and breach of fiduciary duty, and breach of contract. This is not just me making this up. There's actual records you can go check out. So how do you think, Lady, that this has on me of stalking, when all I'm doing is responding to her BS allegations and what she did to me and 6,000 of my fans? Because 6,000 fans left non sequitur to come over to this channel because of that.
She did apologize, Amy, for the Kyle stuff at one point. It was an apology, but it was more of a pass in the buck.
It was a half-ass, because she blamed Kyle. Kyle lied to me. I'm the victim here, is basically who her narrative was. She was trying to play the narrative that, oh, she was lied to. Oh my God, her friend hurt her. Didn't have anything to do with me. She didn't apologize to me until 30 minutes into her 33-minute video. And then she took it down. And then when I put it on my other channel, she struck it, which she had every right to do. And I said that. I didn't even fight it. But I wanted to see if her apology was legit, which it wasn't.
Someone else just said stalking is a reach. But You surely are relentless on going after here. Why not just sue?
Oh, I plan to. I talked to my lawyer already, or I emailed him, but he's on holiday.
I talked to one on Friday.
Yeah, we have contacted attorneys on this, absolutely. But in the interim, damage is being done to our reputations. But and by the way, I want real quick. I have to say, I don't mind her continuing this because this is all evidence. She's already committed defamation per se multiple times, when I have not committed any defamation. I've not said anything about her that isn't true, nor that would be considered defamation per se, because I know what defamation per se is. So anybody she's talked to who says that she's talked to a lawyer who says, hey, Steve has no case, the people she's talked to are the same people that said I had no case with Kyle either, that I would never go to court over it. I could never win. Same people, same lawyer that she's probably even talked to, because the person who has, one of the persons she has talked to knows a lawyer who's not a friend of mine by any stretch of the imagination, who's gotten everything wrong so far. He's probably telling her certain things. I don't know. Maybe not. But for her to say, oh, I'm not worried about Steve taking me to court. You should be. They said about Kyle too. What happened? I took Kyle to court. Several thousands of dollars. And I'm not afraid to do it with Katie either.
And also, again, why is it okay for the people who are asking these questions? Why does Katie get a pass just because she's going on Instagram Live and saying the most atrocious things about people? Like, why is it okay for her to do this?
Yeah.
Why? Because she's Katie?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm somehow harassing her, then what is she doing on Instagram talking about me? Because I respond. Everything I've ever done is mostly response. I'm not the one instigating. I'm the one responding, right? For things you've said. Nicole, you want in, Nicole? I'll let you in. By the way, people asked about the last night. We earned about $530 some odd dollars in super chats. That's all that money. The net was sent to Leslie this morning, so she has that. She'll confirm it whenever she gets a chance. But a lot of people also asked me for her PayPal directly today, because they're like, well, how do we super chat to her today? Well, no, don't super chat her today. Pay her directly through PayPal. And we put that out there. That's not the right person. Hang on, I almost gave this link to somebody who wouldn't care. But she should get more in her PayPal as well today for people donating to her. Thank you very much for that. So.
Someone just asked, I'm curious what your goal is in doing all this. Do you have an end goal?
To protect my reputation. And to show people what it's like when somebody spins a narrative. Because that's what we do on this channel. We talk about critical thinking. This person, Katie, is a manipulative person who spins narrative and lies. And on my channel, we expose that kind of stuff. So it's up to her when she stops. Right? It's up to her. And I don't think she's going to. And by the way, even if she stopped right now, it's too late. Because the damage has been done by her laying these egregious accusations against me of saying that I associate with Nazis, that I associate with white supremacists, that I've sexually harassed her, that I've committed tax fraud, that I've committed medical fraud. These are inescapable things that she has levied. Now, again, no evidence whatsoever of any of these things. None. But that doesn't matter because she's a journalist. She has a big channel, 40 some odd thousand, that again, we helped get started for her. Our channel was big. We had 35,000 subs, give or take. So, I think your question, Britt, is the best. Why does Katie get a pass? Where are you at, lady? Why don't you go ask her about this? Let her show you the evidence for any of this stuff, of these accusations. There is none.
Guaranteed she'll be blocked.
You'll be blocked. You will be blocked. Almost everybody that's asked her these things have been blocked.
Even people that have been like hardcore supporters.
Oh yeah, Scuba Steve, you get a like. I'll give you a wrench.
Yeah, and asked a question, like just a general question, because they're confused to what's going on. She's blocked.
Yep. And by the way, nobody's been blocked in my chat for asking questions if you're sincere. But you don't. I mean, when I looked at her chat the other day. I said somebody sent me 8 screenshots that I posted on my Facebook. It was message deleted, message deleted, message deleted, message deleted. A sea of blue. Message deleted, message deleted. She
Can I read something?
Yes, of course. Yes.
I didn't know if you've seen it. It says, "Wait, you have a white ethnos." I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Ethnostate.
Okay, ethnostate on your video, Steve. That's what Katie is bringing you now. Well,
no. Okay. That video was on the Non Sequitur show. It was a white supremacist versus a black supremacist. They were having conversation with each other to see if we could find some common ground, right? And the white supremacist wants an ethno-state. We found out the black supremacist agreed with him and wanted an ethno-state. Connor and I were like, no, we don't agree with you on this. We do not think an ethno-state is a very good thing. That's what happened. So on the Non Sequitur show, we would have discussions, we'd have debates, we'd have people that have very diametrically different opinions and bring them on to have what's called a dialectic synthesis of communication and see what we could find common ground, see if we could find truth, or just have a huge dumpster fire. You know, whatever. It was entertaining. It was a show. But we didn't expect that they would agree on an ethno-state. But, you know, my opinion was, who cares? Whatever. It's toward the end of the show. You know, we put out that fire and say, look, yeah, I'm not for this at all. But Katie doesn't tell anybody about that narrative. She doesn't tell anybody the context of that. Right? She just says, oh, Steve had somebody on a show that wanted an ethno-state and was a white supremacist, without the information as to why. Everybody in my live chat that watched the Non Sequitur show, that were huge fans of the Non Sequitur show, they would know this. They would know she's full of crap, but not the 200 people that she gets on Instagram that have no idea about this channel. Kiwasa, real quick, 5001. Impressive in a morbid way. She is throwing an entire pan of noodles on the wall to get anything that sticks. Although I wouldn't want to hold my breath. That's what she's doing. Yes. This is really, she's exactly what she's doing. It's basically character assassination by shotgun. Yeah. I'm gonna coin that. Character assassination by shotgun. Because that's all she's doing. She's shotgunning stuff and see what can stick from, again, a lot of old drama that was squashed ages ago. Because everybody knows about the ethno-state things. Everybody knows about the rapist I had on. Everybody knows about the urine drinkers I have had on. Hello? This is what we do. We have people we don't agree with, and we explain to them in real time, hey, you know, it's probably bad to drink your own urine. How is that? Why is that bad? First, we to do that. By the way, Nikki, did you get in here?
Yeah, I'm in.
Hi, love.
Oh, geez. Hey.
Nick, by the way, Nikki is a stalker of mine.
I love Nicole.
She is like the most tenacious stalker I've ever had. I love her for it because, you know, at first I was scared, but
Don't lie that you were flattered.
I didn't know what to think at the beginning. I'm like,
you were scared afterwards.
Yeah, after probably a good point. That's why I was scared after I got to know you for a long time and realized, oh my God, she is really dangerous, but in a good way. So, anyways, love, what you got for us?
Oh, just like updates to the story. It looks like Katie, of course, we know she is live. It looks like the people in the chat are calling her out. And she said that she wants to hear from them about all of this situation, but she's not like calling on anybody that's saying anything negative.
Oh, good. Okay. I watched that earlier. She says, come to me with questions, stuff like that. She doesn't do it on her live stream on YouTube, right? But she'll do it on Instagram. But all the questions that were like really hard-hitting questions, she just ignores those or just sidesteps them.
Deflects.
Did you get the new Quisa super chat?
Quisa, yeah, I did.
Impressive and more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's exactly what she does. So, and she always goes live when I go live or Leslie goes live because I'm serious, especially with Leslie. Leslie goes live on Instagram. Katie has gone live, I think, every single time in the last couple of days. Have you noticed that?
Oh yeah.
It's bizarre.
Either when you go live or when Leslie goes live. But yeah. I don't know how you feel, Nikki, but it's kind of like from the lives I've been watching of her lately, you can really see like she's starting to unravel.
She is, yeah. There's more of that stressed behavior in her body language. She touches her face a lot more. She grooms her hair a lot more. A lot of times when you get on with camera lying stuff, isn't as like darting eyes isn't an indicator if you're on camera. Yeah, can you but she does that anyway.
Wait, you can't see me. I'm like, yeah. I mean, she is probably out of control. There's no question about it. And I think what makes it difficult is a couple factors. One, she's not good at lying on the fly. She makes a lot of quick decisions to lie, and it bites her in.
Hey, like Steve.
Later, yes.
Do you want to deal with the troll?
We got a troll?
Yeah, Christy D. I wish he would just go to court already, and then he'd be told to shut his mouth.
Yeah, why would she think that? I've gone to court. I've gone to court with Kyle. I won on that. I'm still in court with him to get the channel back and $30,000 that Katie helped cover up. It is holiday season right now. My lawyer is on holiday. He has the emails. He will get back to me, and we will go over this in detail because Kyle has to respond by the 9th of why he hasn't turned over the financial records for the channel and why he hasn't turned over why he has to answer why he won't turn the channel over to me, which he has no reason. He fraudulently got it from me. And 2, why he hasn't opened the books yet. It's illegal to not open the books within 24 hours for a business partner. I'm suing him for 3 times damages. I'm suing him for over $100,000. She helped cover this up by falsely accusing me of these things. This is what Katie did. And so what is this person's issue? I'm not understanding what their argument is here.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
it's a very unintelligent comment because it just doesn't really make sense in the matter of, do you know how long and how much effort it takes to just take something to court over things that Katie's doing? You can't just willy-nilly, oh, I want to start a lawsuit. I'm suing you
when
now.
I start the lawsuit for Kyle is back in June. I mean, it's a long, arduous process. And it's very expensive. But I am willing to. I don't bluff, by the way. So
she's off live now.
But here's the thing. Any one of you that has a legitimate account that Brittany can verify that's a legitimate account, you can come into this call right now. Mm-hmm. Right now, I will give you the link to try to defend Katie. Be my guest. So, by the way, both Britt and Nicole here are mods for me. But anyways, let's kind of move on here in the video because I think I've.
Crap.
And anytime someone kind of stands up to him, then he gets like his talons in it, allegedly, and that's kind of where we're at.
What does that even mean? If people stand up to me, well, look, if you got a good argument, come at me, right?
Do you want to, like, at the end of the IG video, do you want to take in like live calls at all?
I don't know how we would do that, but we might. Yeah.
Like send links.
Yeah. I'm fine. Yeah. I got my third wind. I have had like 3 hours sleep in like 2 days.
Jesus. Yeah. Go have some chamomile. Stop drinking so much caffeine.
I ran out of coffee.
Take some melatonin.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah.
I like melatonin. That actually helps.
Okay.
And diphenhydramine.
Yeah. It sucks. I keep getting like super like lethargic after that.
So that all happened last spring.
The only thing that like it helps when I do ZQL naturals are very good.
I've never taken those. I've only ever taken 3 milligrams of melatonin, and like you said, sometimes I wake up and I'm just like,
3 or 5 milligram melatonin plus 50 milligram diphenhydramine. You're gonna sleep like a baby and be very, very groggy.
Yeah.
All right, but he's coming in 20.
All right, so that's this video there. So I wanted to go through it. I'll throw this over here, our little hangout here. I don't want to do that because see the let's see here.
What's Christy D saying again?
Let me see. I'm gonna do this.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything.
Give me 1 second here.
A while. Okay.
Not that it matters if they get the link out too much because they can't snipe, but still, I want to take the chance.
Yeah. If you want to like just like copy paste, I could do it, or if you want to, that's totally fine.
No, I just as a window grab, then I'll edit it.
Christy, I'm intelligent enough to come up with my own thoughts. It's just, what's the point? Your comment made no sense. It made you sound like an immature child, and you're no better than Katie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand what your argument actually is. Katie had levied these charges. Do you agree with those charges? And if so, what's the evidence for them? You're talking to Lady again, I assume?
No, that Christy.
Christy. Which one's Christy?
The one who told you to just take it to court already and shut your mouth.
Yeah. Again,
Christy is Katie's number 1, apparently. Somebody's saying that.
No idea.
I thought Jessie Bear was her number 1.
I think Jessie Bear is number 1.
Yeah. This is just from chat. I'm just reading off chat.
Yeah, I've got too many number 1s, so.
No, I know. I was being sarcastic. Sorry, Nikki.
I can't.
Oh yeah, no,
I
you're
can't
fine.
name a number one. I'll get hurt by the other 2, 3, 4, 5. So.
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right, so yeah, go ahead and ask questions now because I mean we have almost 500 people watching. I wanted to get this on in one video again. I know it's been a lot of videos on these things, but every time Katie comes up with something, it's new. Like now, it's not Steve's hanging out with Nazis and Steve's associating with white supremacists. Not that she just mentioned in that video, but she's telling people by direct messages as well. I'm sorry,
So
that is unacceptable.
Yeah, so there's some confusion in the chat. Steve is on a 7-day ban on Twitter. It was probably one of Katie's people. But yeah, it looks like it's just Twitter right now, right,
Yeah,
Steve?
yeah. And I don't know if it was Katie's people. I think it was probably one of the GDC group trolls, but who the hell knows, right? But I can't tweet. I can't like anything. I can't send a direct message to anybody who's not a friend of mine, and I can't send any images. So the only way I can DM people if I'm friends with them, like in a group, if they're all of them are my friend, that's fine. Brittany, I can DM on Twitter, but other than that, I'm off Twitter for a week, so which is okay. I got stuff to do this week. I got to get plane flights for Sweden. I've got a seminar that I'm going to do in Texas on epistemology, skeptical epistemology. I'm doing a seminar on. I've got a couple videos to do for that, and something else. Oh, I got to write something for my friend's birthday, which I've been promising. So
somebody just posted, "I miss dreads."
That was a mod of Katie's, I think. Don't quote me, but I think he might have left because of everything, how she's unraveling.
Somebody asked me what I got banned for. One of my tweets where I showed a picture of Fiona and Cliffjumper, aka Laura. It got reported. Now somebody probably said because Cliffjumper's trans. That's true, I guess. But the thing is that I never seen Cliffjumper as Laura. I don't know Laura as Laura. I don't know if anybody's ever seen Laura as Laura. Some people have actually suggested that she might just be playing this part because she has other issues in her mind. I don't know. I'm not going to say who's not trans or who is trans, but I have no physical image of this person except as I known them for 5 years as Cliffjumper, which by the way is their handle at Cliffjumper. So it's not dead naming even. That is their handle on Twitter, Cliffjumper, right? So I'm not trying to dead name anybody. This is how I knew this person. So somebody probably, reported and said, "Oh, look, somebody's using the male image of this person." Well, that's the only image that I've ever seen of them. As far as I know, has anybody seen Laura as Laura? If they have, I don't know about it. So, that's another person I supposedly was sexually harassing too, and I'm like, really? Come on, ridiculous.
This Christy has no content and 1 subscriber. And I can't see an about section or anything.
Yeah, most of the people that have 0 or 1 subscriber, no content, no avatar, I don't really deal with those people because they're usually somebody else just playing a fake account, unless I can verify that it's actually a real person. I don't give them much credence, and nor should anybody else.
Besides the fact that it's not like Steve goes through people who hates him's social media and saves pictures from them. Like,
yeah, by the way, Yuri Christensen here has been through he's been in the GDC half a decade. I know he's been a long time. Yuri Christensen knows Laura from the GDC. He's never seen her as Laura either. So it's not just me. There's a lot of people from the GDC that have been around a lot of years. Bullinator was in the GDC. It was a mod for me in the GDC. So what am I supposed to do? I wanted to make a point is like, this is the person that people say I'm sexually harassing. No. Because it's the narrative that Katie's running, because Katie doesn't know any of these people. She said, my friend Laura. She's never talked to Laura probably until like a couple of days ago.
Kirsty just came back.
I'm glad you're enjoying this, Christy. I'm glad you're enjoying people's reputations getting torn apart and Katie throwing out false allegations.
Well, let's ask Christy D. Is that this person legit?
No, I don't think she's legit, but
okay.
This profile isn't legit.
All right. Well, I'll ask them one question, and then if they answer, that's fine. If not, then we can be moving. But Christy D, have you ever asked Katie about evidence for any of her claims? Start simple. I don't want to get too confusing for certain people, but By the way, how many? If you're blocked by Katie here, type that you're blocked here. Hashtag blocked by Katie Joy.
Yeah.
Blocked. Hear me, because
Kirsty D didn't answer anything. She just sent laughing emojis.
Yeah, you can remove her. Mods block. Blocked by
timeout. She said yes. She just answered and said yes.
Yeah. Okay. And what did she show you, Christy? What did you ask her, and what did she show you evidence of? Because all these people that are putting blocked by Katie Joy have been blocked by her by asking her things, or have been said something to her. These are all people that have been blocked by her for just asking questions for the most part. There's a reason for that. In fact, it was so many that there was trending on Twitter. And by the way, Schizo Stereo, thank you for being this general in my troll army that I don't know much about you, but I made your mod anyways because I just was going to piss Katie off. I'm cool with that. Yeah, supposedly Katie was running this weird paranoid narrative that Schizo Stereo, who's a mod of Leslie, so I figured I could trust him.
She responded, I don't disagree with everything you've said. I agree she had lied, and she does respond like many have said. I haven't been blocked.
Okay.
That doesn't answer the question.
Well, it does in some ways. I mean, she asked, she agrees that Katie lies, which I think is it's ubiquitous at this point. This is my life that she's dealing with here. This is my reputation. I've lost $30,000 because of all this that I won't recuperate, right? It has affected my family, my daughter. Why does that? People are talking about, Katie's family and Leslie's family. I have a kid, but I don't use her for that kind of stuff because she's a very independent woman, and so I wanted to leave something to her, something would happen to me, which was the non sequitur show Residuals. That was supposed to go to my daughter. I have said that since 2018, and then Kyle had said, "Oh, well, I think Steve just kind of, is using that." No, I have screenshots of telling my ex baby mama, who I was with 5 years, and my daughter that all the way back in 2018, that if something happens to me on this channel, once we get it going, I want the money to go to her. Katie helped mess that up by going on my channel after I was, basically illegally removed my channel and streaming to it, devaluing that channel from a $100,000 channel to nothing. I do blame her for that. So you think this is real? You think this is better than reality TV? Great, watch whatever. But this isn't reality TV. This is reality.
Responded. Oh, I lost it.
I don't agree with some of her accusations she's made.
Well, that's the best I can do. But like I said, this is people's lives. These are real world consequences. Leslie Bass has 6 kids, and she couldn't stream because of the consequences of Katie Joy. Simple as that. We did a fundraiser for last night, and it went over spectacularly. Much better than I thought. I didn't have enough fun in my PayPal account to cover it, but I fixed it. But Leslie got paid. But I even told her before we go in. I go, I don't think you're going to get this high, but if you do, this is my threshold because I only have so much in my account. But I still took care of her. I'm not going to wait 30 days for her to get her money because I want her kids to have that money for Christmas now. But Katie took that away from her because she took the ability to stream away from her. That's not right.
Yeah. That's going to affect her channel in the long run too. Cheshire said it before. That affects the algorithm forever.
Yeah. Well, I don't think
she's just now getting off too.
Yeah, I think like my channel, I've never hit the algorithm, so it really doesn't matter. But her channel did hit the algorithm kind of thing. She was gaining momentum. So you're right, that will affect her. This is something that Katie Joy has to be held accountable for. She literally told people to go mass flag her channel. And then she said, well, I wasn't talking about Leslie's channel. I was talking about mass flagging Steve's channel. Like this any better. But she was using the word she, and she was also in private telling people to go do this to Leslie's channel. Come on.
Kirsty says, don't agree with that either. I seen that and wanted to be a part of that for Leslie, but I was working. You wanted to support Leslie or what?
Yeah, well,
I think that's what she meant.
Somebody has Leslie PayPal. You more than welcome to put it in the live chat. People have been sending her money all day today, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm not in a position where I have 6 kids that I got to buy Christmas presents for. So I'd rather see Leslie get the money. People say, well, Steve does this for the money. No, I do this for the money to survive, but I make enough to survive. And anything over that is just extra for me. But I'd rather see somebody who needs it get it. I've always been like that.
The total revenue from the stream was $536.
Yeah, Brandon, you can come in. I'll give you the link in the Twitter here. On Twitter. Mm-hmm. He's a friend of mine, so I can direct link to him. But yeah.
Exactly, Kate.
Does anybody else
Christian. Sorry, go ahead.
No, Kate Christian, go ahead.
She said Katie can dish it, but she can't take it. And that's exactly what she is. She's spun this over and over and over that, don't you dare speak on my child. Don't you dare speak on my mental illness. Don't you dare speak about, but she can talk and spread lies.
Because she's using them as a shield. She's using them as a weapon and shield. It's like, she's like, she has ADHD, ADHD, whatever. She neglects to mention she has NPD. Gosh, this is a personality disorder, but she uses it as weapons. Well, you can't talk about my ADD. You make it a topic. You can't talk about my son. And I agree, people shouldn't talk about people's kids. But when you tell people that your son is autistic, and then you have a blog that says my son was misdiagnosed and doesn't have autism, there's some confusion that needs to be there that people are asking about. Well, how is it you say your son has autism, but in this blog that you have that no longer exists, you said he was misdiagnosed? Will you explain this to us? She can't.
Yeah. Well, ADHD and ADD are both, they're neuroatypical, but they're also genetic disorders. So my mom gave me ADHD, basically. So...
But if you talk about it and say, look, I have ADHD and ADD and they've talked about it, is something that people can bring up, but not in a pejorative way. You shouldn't ever condemn somebody for having them, but to talk about it is a completely different thing. But she uses them as an excuse. Well, it's just my ADD, or using my son as a people saying
shield.
Well,
a shield and a weapon.
People have said she does, but people have said, well, maybe she has massaging by proxy. I don't know about that per se. But I do know she has internet by proxy. I'm convinced of that. What that is where you foster drama on the internet, and then you sit back and you relish off of it. You love the persecution porn. I'll tell you right now, for a fact, that in my opinion, well, it's not really a fact, I guess, so it's my opinion, but that Katie gets off on adoration, she gets off on affection, she gets off on appreciation, and she gets off on validation from her fans. That's why she streams so much. She has to have a constant influx of that to feed her narcissism. I'm telling you, that is the case. Now, am I qualified to do that? No. People say, well, you're diagnosing her? No. But I got to tell you, I'm not an idiot. And this is what I see from her constantly, how much she has to be online to be admired by her fans. And anybody who disagrees with her, anybody who dare have a different opinion, can't have that. And now this channel is the complete opposite. Cloaked. Hey, Brandon.
Mindy's just said, yes, I said trolls are here because Steve is live. It feeds the fuel, you know this. Okay, let's talk about feeding the fuel for just a quick second here. Who's the one who started this ginormous bonfire to begin with? Was it Leslie?
It was Katie Steve. Every time.
It wasn't me. It was Katie.
Let me ask.
So what is Leslie supposed to do? Is Leslie or Steve, I'm not even going to include me in this, is Leslie or Steve supposed to just lay down, let her say all these things, let her take her channel before Christmas with 6 kids and just not respond to any of this?
Right.
If Katie would just shut her mouth and stop, she's digging her hole deeper and deeper, and it's just
it's too late for that. Actually, I don't think even if she stopped, the wheels have been turned too much for her to stop because the actresses are out there. But let me ask my audience, because they've been around for a long time. Brandon's been around for a while. Nikki's been around for a while. So let me ask you guys. When it came to the Non Sequitur show, and Katie came on to the Non Sequitur show, she was on 2 episodes with me from what I found out, 2. And then she was on the Smoking Nun without me. And then after I was removed from the show, my own show that I own 50% of, she carried on the Non Sequitur show, on the Smoking Nun on the Non Sequitur show channel, and it just destroyed the channel. It was just, they were so bad. But who was the first person to throw allegations out there about something? Was it me or was it her? It was her about my medical,
Definitely.
about my VA and sexual harassment. Were those not the three things that she accused me of, and I didn't, before I even said anything to her? Yes? Anybody? Does anybody remember?
Yeah. I watched it happen.
So this, I didn't start any of this. I didn't go after her. She laid false charges against me that I fought back on, and she apologized for some of them. And I have those tweets. God. And then she basically reneged on those. By the way, Wiki $2 says a lot when Katie won't come talk face to face. She can't. She there's no way she would survive in this kind of environment, because I've talked to her face to face on the non sequitur. She couldn't handle that kind of level of argumentation, that level of discourse. She couldn't handle it. It was beyond her. She was just not competent enough to have that level of discourse. She is inept. She is absolutely inept. Mm-hmm. $2.50 from Failed Engineering. Thank you, Manya.
Oh, Manya.
I love Manya.
Oh my God, right.
Oh yeah, Manya, who has a master's degree in engineering, strong-willed woman, must be afraid of her, right?
Real.
Gorgeous.
He doesn't like to surround himself with, genius women, but I guess Manya doesn't have a master's degree in engineering.
Well, you don't have a master's degree.
Doesn't count.
You're hot. Nikki's hot.
I don't know.
No, Nikki knows it.
No, Wisp. She calls
Steve.
She calls Steve Sheev because she's bullying and insulting him about his appearance by adding the word she to curly Steve. Hair. It's the long curly hair, and she's trying to demoralize him.
Which I guess would normally be a major taboo in the woke community, except when
right.
Yeah, exactly.
No, seriously.
I know. I'm being serious.
Out when people do that to actual trans people.
Yeah.
But you're weaponizing the other side against a. How does anybody think this is right?
Okay, Nikki. Real quick, do you think I'm not sitting back and all the people have ever talked about this kind of stuff to see if any of them have said anything to Katie on it yet? They haven't. I mean, you have, and some other people, but you never.
Yeah,
you were critical.
If I was in contact with her, that would be like the first thing. But Katie is calling you Sheev to make fun of you, and in the most disgusting way possible. That is wrong. What she is doing is wrong, and any SJW that wants to dig into Steve for apparently attacking women and then not turning around and not saying this, you have to have the standard for everybody, and this is part of the problem, is that people don't have the same standard for every single person. If you like someone, you're apparently just gonna be totally okay with them being. I mean, honestly, to me, this is transphobia. Saying that it's
not transphobic to me, and I'm not offended by it by any means. I think it's comical. I think she's digging her own hole, but there's hypocrisy in the community. Hypocrisy is, I pointed out numerous times, when people want to go after Kyle because he was gay and atheist, they wouldn't go after him. And that's some of the reasons why they want to go after him. I was like, this is what are you kidding me? You could see that what he's doing is unethical. It's illegal. Yet you guys sit back and do nothing.
Yeah.
If he was a theist, Nikki, do you not convinced that so many more people would have been after him if he was a theist, taking money from his parishioners?
Oh, absolutely. He would have been completely torn to shreds. He would have been murdered in the streets for that. If he did the same exact thing, but was a theist, and even did it to another theist, us as a community would be freaking out.
Absolutely. My friend Chief Skeptic says, let's not forget that the chick she was talking to said you probably were going to put all that money into a meth pipe and smoke it or something. That I look like a meth person. I'd never done meth in my life. How derogatory is that? And the people that I have known meth that have gotten off of it, it's probably hard to do. And by the way, Nikki, Leslie, I'm sorry, Katie has mocked people for that before by being a drug addict that have gotten off of it and still keep picking it up, not realizing how hard it actually is to get off drugs. She mocks people that have done that, and so it's like, I'm like, really? I don't remember the person. I don't remember the person's name. Britt might remember her mom. Somebody might remember, but.
What name? Sorry?
There was a person that
impossible to do.
There was a person who
I have family that
Hang on, Brandon. There was a person who used to be a drug addict it was a TV's person, I guess, that she was condemning for doing drugs, even though they've been clean for like the longest time. I don't remember the person's name. I can't remember every detail, people.
I know. I'm trying to think.
Where's Without a Crystal Ball's commentary?
Yeah, I'm trying
Nick
to think.
Snyder. Thank you. Oh my God! I'm telling you,
Nick Snyder.
Yeah, Without a Crystal Ball, she's on top of this stuff, man. I can't remember everything. I'm terrible with names too. People know that. Intellectual iconism. He says, remember when Aaron came to the thank old Oppie call out? I don't know what that means. Where's the hell is the call out here? There is no call out here because I'm not popular in the atheist community, right? I'm popular with the educated atheist, right? Atheist Edge loves me, and a lot of other atheists. David Worley, big fan. He's an atheist. A lot of atheists that do really like me a lot, but the big name atheists, the ones that just throw this lowbrow stuff up there, they're not fans of me, and so they're not going to call out anybody that's against me because they're into tribalism, which I'm not. So. Anyways, guys, I'm done. I'm spent. Unless we have a person that wants to come in and defend Katie, I want to thank the 500 people that are watching. I'm blown away at the fact that we have so many people realizing that Katie is just lying through her teeth and all this stuff. I mean, I hope this video that we went over shows you the amount of spin that she's willing to do damage control. Because everything in that video, out of context, is a lot different than in context, isn't it? A lot different. So, what do you guys got to say? And we'll wrap this up unless somebody comes in. I love you, Ryan Christensen, too, by the way. He just recently got married not long ago. Congrats on that.
Oh, I don't believe in marriage, but
I usually say my sympathies, but congrats,
See, I'm not married either. I just call my husband because we've been together for 6 years. But I want a party. I don't want to get married legally. I just want a party.
There's literally no reason to bring the government in on your love for another person. And if you need to tie that person to you so aggressively, then it just doesn't seem healthy. But I mean, true love does exist, and I do understand the desire or the feel to get married. I understand it. I don't believe it.
I want to get married. I've never been married before. I would love to get married one day. But I understand maybe that never happened, right? And even the person I'm dating right now, whatever that means, I probably haven't been in an open type of situation. It's just, I guess, how it works nowadays. But I'm more interested in who the person I care about, who the person I love, who the person that only reason that we have to be open is because we have to bring Nikki in. If we go on a if I got married like to Sweet or something, Nikki would have to go on a honeymoon kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Or I get married.
For real.
Definitely involved.
Yeah.
If you get married, by the way, Nikki, to Padme,
not even a joke,
then I get to go too. So.
Oh yeah.
We have a Bullinator too. That'd be fun.
Yes.
Who's gonna marry Bullinator though?
I will get Bullinator hooked up. I'm good at matchmaking.
Okay. Oh yeah. Bulldoze GBA.
You know how many people I've matched up in this community? I've done pretty well.
All right. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, if I were to
3
get
couples at least
anybody,
that I can think of. Yeah.
I would definitely get
4 couples.
Hands down.
Maybe 5. I got 4 couples that because of me they got together. Or has nothing to do with it.
She started another live.
Yeah.
Oh, she just doesn't stop. I don't understand it. Like I have a child that's on the spectrum, and I come on these things late at night, or sometimes I'll be on Twitter if he's with his respite worker, which is 2 days a week for like 3 hours. And I could not imagine spending that much time online.
Oh, she lives on it. She has to.
She just spent how much money on personal improvements while you hear her child in the background.
Botox?
Yep, Botox.
Lip injections?
Hair.
And by the way, no, I don't want to get married to Sweet, by the way. She should be so lucky, but no. I'm happy the way things are right now. But at least Sweet recognizes that, we got to bring Nikki on to our little
oh yeah, she's straight up
commune.
Yeah.
We also got to bring Mikey, by the way. Mikey has to come with us as well. Anything, Mikey?
And guys, the channel that Leslie originally started, the second channel when her first one went down, it's now her sister's Flossie's channel. Katie, if you're coming on late, Katie was threatening to have that channel taken down because allegedly you can't have 2 channels on YouTube, which I think is very strange. Because
that's not
I
that.
see a lot of. Oh, okay.
You have 2 channels, but if you're in review, you can't start another channel to circumvent it.
That's so silly.
I agree.
But if you already have another channel,
then you're
that's
fine.
no problem, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I have a backup channel. So.
She's so calculating, you guys. I'm happy really there's people seeing it
now. She's
not
good at it though.
No.
Yeah, she really is calculating.
If you're gonna lie, remember your lies, or just don't lie.
Write them down, have them in a Word document to the side. And
yeah, exactly. She can't remember her. Well, here's the thing, and again, I think it's a combination of things.
Oops.
But I think that she, in her own little world, has convinced herself that this is the case. There's my Mikey. Hey, by the way, if anybody's ever going to bitch about being sexual...
Hey, Mikey, what's up?
If anybody's ever going to be bitched about being sexually harassed, it's Mikey. Really.
Which one's Mikey?
Yeah, we sex harass him more than anybody, probably.
Okay.
Poor Mikey.
Poor Mikey. He loves it. He wants it. You see you see how he's dressed?
Yeah, face.
Look at him.
Look at face.
He's awesome.
If he didn't want us to talk to him like that, he wouldn't wear a V-neck.
I like the outfit.
Yeah,
you got fashion sense, man. So, by the way, how's your imaginary girlfriend? Just curiosity.
She literally just put this on the table and then walked that way.
Just happened to be just in the area off camera.
She knows.
Mikey, I'll be your real life girlfriend if you want.
I'm not gonna get stabbed by my real girlfriend.
Britt, he couldn't handle you. He's a puppy, man. He's a puppy.
Thomas is giving me daggers.
Don't break the merchandise here, okay? You got to be gentle.
Yes. Sure, Thomas, whoever this imaginary person is.
Hey, he's not imaginary.
Sure he is. I don't believe nobody no more. I'm putting everybody on blast.
Say hi really fast. Say hi.
Hi.
CGI. Clearly.
Nope.
Audio
I didn't
recording.
see his face. I didn't see his face. I didn't see his face. He doesn't exist.
He's shy.
Oh, here we go.
He's shy.
But thank him.
Sure is.
Thank him for letting us borrow you.
Thanks.
Oh, he don't mind. He plays his online games and stuff at night when the kids are sleeping. We have our own little stuff we do.
Yeah, Trina, it's Brandon, Mikey, and then Brittany, of course, and Steve.
And I was never one of Katie's mods, Brittany.
I'm sorry. I swear there was a Brandon.
Jumper Love says $5. Britt or Leslie or Steve, please check your message. So relevant about her latest live. Which where message? Got to be more specific.
Yeah. On which platform and whatever. Come on, man, let's go.
Oh, by the way, I just saw Sweet's message on Twitter. I'm sorry, but I'll give you the link to come in if you wish too. By the way.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Is it the?
You can also try to hit me up on Twitter as well. I'm at the Serrated Kiss. Don't judge me. It's from my emo phase.
I thought it was sacred.
I want to see your. I've seen your pictures of the emo phase, but I like emo so.
Oh, yeah.
Not in a weird kind of way.
I'm not dainty anymore. I'm a bridge troll now.
You're a troll. I got a goblin. I got a troll.
Yeah. Literally, okay, if any of you guys have seen The Haunting of Hill House, the Netflix original, my older sister looks so close to Theo, the lesbian one, with the sensitivity. Yeah, my sister looks like her almost exactly, and I'm over here looking like a bridge troll. It's gross.
You got more guys after you.
You do not look like a bridge troll.
I do. It's horrible.
No, you don't.
This is her fishing. Don't fish. We love you.
I've slid into her DMs a bit. Well, according to the Dirty article, I sleep with everybody, right? So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So hit me up.
Yeah, wait, I was gonna say when's our turn? We missed out. Temper Love, $2. I can't not discuss here, but I can DM. But DM where?
Twitter.
Yeah, you have to,
Instagram.
Let's see here.
Temper Love, yeah, just specify which one. I'm looking for your stuff. I don't see it. In the chat, by the way.
I voted.
By the way, Trina Porter says, nothing pisses me off more than walking next to my bestie, having her getting harassed before me. Go to Trina Porter's channel. I've just ran into this person like 3 days ago online. I've never seen their stuff. She didn't know who the hell I was either. I'm enjoying her. And by the way, yes, she is attractive. That helps. I'm not gonna lie. She's very, very attractive. But it's hard to her commentary is just funny. But Trina, I like your stuff. Keep it up, by the way.
Oh, it's so funny. Oh my god.
Do you know who she is? Because she's from your community, I guess.
Yeah, I remember Trina.
Okay, she was really sweet.
I love it.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to go look at it.
Yeah.
Her YouTube page.
Hey Steve, can I shill?
Yes, please. Not everybody else does.
I have 90 subs. I need 10. Come on, y'all. Let me get 10.
Oh, hey, by the way,
what do you even post on your Facebook or not on your on your YouTube?
It's mostly gaming videos, but I got some other content that's coming.
I got a date for you. Bullinator wants me to. You guys, he thinks you guys make a cute couple.
Gorgeous.
Me and Bull.
Yeah, think of the babies, man. They'd be gorgeous.
And they'd be beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I said Manya Bull is my vote.
Just like don't go crazy on me.
Right?
Don't go crazy. You're not at the level for Manya yet. You're not there, man.
I said Manya Bull, not me.
Manya and Bull. That would be sweet. Yeah.
What is she doing, Amzi?
The boss, $1. Thank you for the boss. Oh, she live again?
Yeah, she is.
Is that the third time, or?
I think she's talking about. She must be talking about you.
Oh, real quick, can you inform what's been going on with Matt, Amber Portman's boyfriend that called in Leslie the other day? She threw him under the bus hard. And do you got any more details on that, out of curiosity?
I don't have any more other than her showing questionable screenshots of supposed Snapchat messages of Matt sending inappropriate pictures for clout, which is her favorite word. It's like the Sesame Street word of the day, guys.
I supposedly I connected with Katie for clout. Do people not realize that I know Katie before she became popular on YouTube? That it was my channel that got her. Yeah, she got with me for clout.
And I'm defending Leslie for clout.
I'm like, what does that even? Oh my god, they don't live in the real world. They live in TV land because they think everything they see on TV is reality.
I had to look up the word clout.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
I'm sure I'm missing a lot of messages. Just too many.
She says all of this is for fun.
What's for fun?
Oh wait, she says all of this for us is fun. Yeah, Katie, I'm having a blast.
Yeah, having $30,000, out of my pocket is hilarious.
Fun toy over you.
It. Being accused of sexual harassment when I damn well didn't. Love it. Accuse me of fraud that never happened. Yeah, that's great. Real brilliant. I guess I need to give Monia other account mods too, because she's on here on a different account, or she changed her name.
Me too, sweets.
Does anybody have any updates on what she's saying?
I got the wrong person.
Post them in the chat. So.
All right.
That's what Amzi just said about everything that's been going on. Apparently, it's fun for Leslie. It's fun for Steve. It's fun for me.
Cloud is a Twitch term, by the way. That explains it.
Oh.
Me.
Yeah, Trina says, Amy Lou, I don't know, dude, but suddenly I get a cold, wear wet my hair in a bun, forget eyeliner, and suddenly I'm called sir. I'm just your friendly neighborhood Brazilian boy. She's funny. I gotta tell you, she's actually really funny.
Who?
By the way, I should ask for consent. Can I ask her if it's okay to say that she's attractive? Is in this day and age attractive and funny?
Steve, you got to know the loophole, bro.
What's that?
Just have Nikki say it.
There you go. Nikki be by proxy.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
I would love Nikki to be a
women can say the
wingman.
most disgusting things and make people super uncomfortable, but you know.
Nikki will say the things that we won't. We
Oh,
love her for it,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I go a little bit too hard, and then I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, did I offend you? Because I'm genuinely like, oh shit, I went way too far with this. So who am I calling gorgeous? Manya?
Well, Manya's gorgeous, yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
No, what's her name? Trina. Like I said, I was taken aback by the comedic level that she did. I don't know if she was trying to be on purpose this level of just bizarre comedy, but it came across unusual, and I like unusual stuff, and so that's why.
Oh yeah, that girl that was posting about Steve McRae versus what's her face?
Yeah. She says I'm single. She's like, I haven't gotten laid in 3 years. Nothing will offend me. Oh, we gotta hook you up, girl. We have to take care of you. That's his
for real. She is
Trina and Mike.
She's stunning. Yeah, I know.
Trina and Mike.
Gorgeous.
I'm gonna get Mike in trouble if he has a girlfriend. Sorry,
I
Mike.
do have a girlfriend. This is why I'm not playing the game with y'all.
But
Y'all
exceptions
gonna
can
get
be
me in trouble.
made. But exceptions
Y'all
can be
for real
made.
gonna get in trouble.
Go look
He's
at
not even
her
looking.
YouTube.
See how
She's
cute.
beautiful.
I can't tell.
How cute. He's not even looking. That's adorable.
Nope.
And see, I love it because Sweet's like, oh, you better look.
What's to live?
You're looking, right? You see this?
Different
Yeah,
strokes for different folks.
I'm not even kidding. Sweet would be pissed if I didn't look, I think.
For real.
For real, right?
I mean, that's how I am too. I'm like,
Piques
really?
my
You didn't?
interest.
Did you see that? Did you see that just now? Did you see her?
Okay, we're giving her clout. You see this?
Clout. That's the sequel. Whoa, clout.
All right, I'm having fun, but it is getting late, guys. I was going to go to the store, but man, I don't think I'm going to be able to now. But I'm going to end this unless you guys got anything else you really want to talk about. I think we've said everything we need to say. Please share this video. Please get it out there. I can't do it on Twitter because my ban for 7 days. But if you guys, do know Katie, and Katie starts running these scripts, let people know where to find this video because everything she said was BS and people know it.
You can send them. You can send them to any one of us. You can send them to Sweets. You can send it to me, Leslie, Flossie, Nicole.
Hey,
Chesh,
me. I mean,
Brandon. Yep.
Man, Trina's like being depressive. She's like literally want to die, but also terrify people. We gotta get this. We've got to get you to a rum and coke night. I can't. I'm not gonna invite her because people will be like, well, Steve's inviting a hot chick. Nikki,
Trina, you're invited.
Brittany, yeah, I know. I do it all the time, but now Katie roaming around. Steve, look at he's with girls, Stupid.
Nikki, get her to come.
What?
Phrasing, Brittany.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
For real. Ooh.
Demonetized.
Oh, we were
Demonetized.
demonetized the second we went on air. They're like, oh wait, who is this? Oh, it's Steve. Jesus Christ.
By the way, how come you didn't get Red in here? Little Red. How come she didn't pop in? We're gonna have her come in. She's well familiar with all this as well.
Yeah, we need to get Balls in here too.
We are gonna do a special thing with her, I think, one of these days. Sweet says Steve is training his harem to recruit new meat. There you go, man. It's actually more for their benefit than mine. That's the sad part.
At this point.
You, Manya, Sweet, Cheshire, by proxy.
Yeah.
There's
like one other person, right?
I would put a Rato, your muse, in there. Her name's Jasmine, not doxing. It's public. I'm always have to throw that out now. It's not doxing. I put her in there. She's really cute. And who else? I'm not sure.
Trina Trina and Lindsay McNeil are fighting over you inviting them, Nicole.
Oh, all right.
Nicole, you got to do it. There you go. See, by the way, people think it's for my benefit. It's not. It's for theirs. They don't even know. I'm marginalized in this harem. I'm not even. They don't even talk about me. It's all about them.
Yeah.
Dude, this is gonna be just like the biggest stinking. Oh my god, there's gonna be so many.
It's a bunch of girls that get together and just talk, and I'm the old white cisgender male that's in there.
For real. Poor Steve.
You love it.
He's still molested, just endlessly. We see him from across the room.
There's a difference.
He shudders in fear.
He's not running away though.
I gave you the C word, and not clap. By the way, I gave you consent.
I was thinking collabs.
Consent is critical when you have this kind of banter.
Well, I was talking to Lindsay. I'm not sure. Am I saying that right? It's so weird on my thing. Yeah, Lindsay. I was talking to her earlier, and she started. She said she started liking you after she saw how generous you were with Leslie, and I just reminded her. I was like, well, literally like the first week that I started watching your stuff, you bought 2 different people 2 different things. And like, for real, guys, like Steve is literally one of the most generous people I have ever met in my life.
Stop it.
Like, he is a phenomenal human being just in general. And then you turn around and he literally gives people anything that he possibly can. Sweet, Brandon, Mikey, he gives people platforms. He encourages people to find these other content creators to build up their channels and build up their livelihoods. And the fact that people don't see that and they try and spin this narrative on Steve, it's gross. For real, Steve is an incredibly intelligent person, and he is one of the most generous people I have. Seriously, I've said this. I can't say it enough. He's incredibly generous. Like, and Manya said that she can vouch for him. I can vouch for him too. Like, he's
I made her say that, by the way.
That Manya made me
she got the memo this morning. She got the memo.
I can too. It's not just the platform, but Steve has helped me get a new mic and
temper
physically. Yeah,
so awesome.
Temper love. Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm not trying to interrupt, but Temper love is saying, I'm seriously trying to give y'all some serious info on a recent live. This is so frustrating. She can't afford to do the paid chats.
Well, yeah, you don't have to do paid chat. Temper, I said message me like 4 times. I don't know how you're messaging me. You need to get in touch with me with Twitter, or if you're a new person, I can't do anything because I'm in Twitter jail.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
You can go on his Facebook. He's Steve McRae.
Let's see. You can get in contact with me maybe, and somehow I can.
Let's say who is it?
Or
anybody. I'll give you my email. Contact any of us on here, we can relay it.
Yeah, somehow we can get it.
Yeah, there's my email. Message me in my email. I'll give the link to come in here right now, and you can do it.
Yeah.
Or whatever you got
let's go back to love bombing Steve because he needs it.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I don't come on here for adoration, attention, and validation. I want people to.
Too bad, you're gonna get it.
Shut up, Steve.
This is not my birthday yet. Why don't you save it for my birthday? You know what you do?
Gonna take it, goddammit.
By the way, Nikki,
no one cares about your damn birthday. Shut up. We're doing it now.
My 50th. It's my 50th birthday. But do you know when my birthday is, Nikki?
Oh, I knew this.
You're the worst stalker in the world if you don't know this.
Isn't it tattooed on you somewhere, Nick? Just look on your elbow or something.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
It literally is on Valentine's Day.
What?
Oh wow.
Yes.
I was way off. I thought it was in December.
I'm a Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Aww, cute. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You're solid 50. Yeah. Awesome. It's amazing. Oh, and by the way, Steve is also an honored veteran. Like, come on.
Yeah.
He's also traveled the entire world.
I actually got medals, like legit combat. This is Southeast Asian for combat, and this is this was the Southeast Asian, and this is the Armed Services Expeditionary Medal. So
you just reach him up. Honestly, it seems like I'm effing his D right now, but
you're not.
I cannot stress to you like how messed up all of this stuff is. Like, he provides a platform for people to speak. And the fact that I love Non Sequitur show so much is that they had people like white nationalists and black nationalists on, like, together.
People with different opinions.
That's why it's so important. He's traveled the world. He's been able to experience all these different people, all these different cultures, and talk to all these different people. But in my everyday life, I try to avoid people like white nationalists. And yet he's bringing them on so I can understand their point of view.
Did you see how the narrative she was? Like, Steve associates white nationalists. That's the only context she gave.
Yeah,
how out of context is that? That's a live omission.
For real. It's literally she's weaponizing the point of Non Sequitur, which is
good.
to show a different narrative.
I'll check my email now.
Like, it's dumb. That's so dumb.
Well, exactly. And like, don't forget that, you know, Katie was one of these smaller channels that Steve, you know, gave her platform. Like, if it wasn't for him, he wouldn't be where she is. Well, for him and the Amber audio that fell into her lap,
which was way afterwards.
Yeah.
No, it was mainly Steve.
Oh no, it was 100% Steve.
Yeah.
Well,
I just mean like this like
Bullinator literally showed her how to stream. She didn't know how to stream. He showed her.
What about Bull?
What about hashtag? What about Bull?
Yeah.
I want to say about Bull. I keep kind of bringing it up that it was him that showed Katie how to actually stream. I'm checking my email, but I'm not getting from anybody yet. So.
Well, whoever wants to just tag at Brandon Royal 1 on Twitter, tag me, and I'll get that notification, and I'll somehow relay something to you.
Yeah, did you guys talk about the fact that Katie has gotten rid of everything, like all commenting except for paid comments? Like, is that true? Like, you can't comment at all unless it's a paid comment?
No, she has comments, but she'll get rid of anything that's not flattering to her. She'll get rid of.
Yeah. No, she would 100% tell us, like, that is, you know, delete anything that is attacking or demeaning towards me.
She even says retcon it. She'll go back in the live chat and go back and have mods spend hours of their own time going through and fixing this stuff. I've never asked any mod to do that ever. Any one of them. Go ahead, ask them. I don't know, what, 25, 30 mods.
I think it was me and a couple other the mods that literally spent 12 hours that day going through her videos, deleting comments. And that was after she finally gave me permission to do it, because for a while it was just her 3 favorites.
Well, what I'm saying is tag me and say that I want to defend Katie, so I know what's going on.
Are we still trying to get in?
Yeah, that one person. Yeah, I don't know. I told her to email
me.
We
want you on, girl. You got some information that we want to hear.
What's the 411? Go spill some tea, girl.
Tag Brandon Roy 1 on Twitter and say I want to defend Katie. As soon as you do that, I will relay you a link. I promise.
But before you do that, go ahead and sub to my channel. I'll drop the link again.
Yeah, he needs 10.
Oh, Bull wants in too. Oh, Bull wants in. Yes. Okay.
Mikey needs 10.
Hashtag what about Bull? I will get Bull here.
Yeah.
Guess we'll keep it open a little while longer because I got to get my butt in here. Bull, I'm sending you the link via G+ actually. Okay. There you go.
Is this a swingers club? Because I wouldn't know what to wear. Trina said.
I guess it is, but I'm like I'm the only one that's not moving. They're like swinging around with each other, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. And they mock me for it. I'm literally the naive sheep of this whatever swinger group. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Nicole is the leader of the swinger group.
Yeah, he's a bad leader of
I don't know anything.
Yeah,
I don't want to leave that.
He's a bad exalted cult leader, basically. He needs to try harder.
Oh yeah, by the way, we're not ever going to bring the Snooki Nun back. No, those assets are done. We're going to a different kind of motif and stuff when we get the Non Sequitur show back. Yeah.
Are you gonna delete the smoking nun stuff? You totally should.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, we're gonna have a huge. We got stuff in works.
There's a bat
deleting party.
Mikey, Did you get your 10 subs? Sorry, someone's asking.
Not yet.
Oh.
Not
I
yet.
wasn't sub to him. I can't believe I wasn't sub to him, but I did. I fixed it.
Yeah,
I fixed it too. I wasn't subbed.
Good man, Charlie Brown.
Do you have a way to give the link to Trina? Because I don't have her connections for anything. Britt,
I'll do it.
you know her?
No, I can, but I have ways.
Oh, that's nothing creepy about that.
Mm.
That's
He's
not
nothing
creepy at
is
all.
not super creepy.
You just click on things, then you can get to people.
I
Like,
can-
what are you talking about?
I can find you. Okay, I can find.
No.
Yeah, I know her YouTube page, but that doesn't give me a
Oh,
way to send her a
well,
link.
boom. Now, Trina Porter.
Yes.
I got her email right here.
Oh.
Did she email you?
Stalker.
See, this is
No,
see,
you
this is-
just
you just click on her channel, and her email is right there in her damn channel.
Oh, context. Sorry,
Weirdos.
context. Sorry. That damn C word always gets me in trouble. Oh, that's right. Share it for everybody here. You know
you
what,
didn't want it.
That's
Doesn't
right.
show up
Share
to
it.
everybody.
That's right. It's public. She already has a public, anyways.
And again, this is public because it's on her profile page.
I got you. Just relate, man.
You know what I mean?
Here we go.
Oh.
By the way, I like these crickets. They're very soothing.
Yes.
They're not even that loud.
Yeah, no, they're soothing.
Bull, what's up?
Don't I like it. It's nice.
I like cicadas.
Those are crickets, not cicadas.
Cicadas sound like 1,000 frying pans in a blender.
Yeah, they sound like they're gonna come like rip your head off.
The only
They
cool thing
don't
about
even have mouths.
the
They're
only
very sweet.
the only cool thing about cicadas though, they're really annoying, but they also tend to go off. But at the same time, mosquitoes come out. So when we hear them, we know to go inside.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Well, I'm from
All right.
Kansas.
And by the way, get who else did the person wanted? Was it Temper Love that wanted in?
She got a hold of Schizo.
Oh, okay. So the general and the troller and me. Okay.
I grew up in
So
Kansas.
am I a handmaiden? Sorry.
That's fine.
Maybe.
Go ahead, Nicole. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I literally just pointless stuff about my life.
It's not pointless. I need to know where to go.
I grew up in Kansas, so the Midwest. We say things like y'all down there.
Y'all.
But
You're not.
the cicadas, I don't know. They're kind of annoying when you live there, but then when you leave and come back, it's like it's a soothing reminder of home.
Kansas, it's not that south.
Yeah.
Right. Kansas
No,
is,
it's Midwest.
Kansas is
Yeah.
fireflies.
Kansas-
A lot of fireflies in Kansas.
y'all.
Oh yeah.
Kansas is not making it into the Midwest gang. No, get the hell out of here. Y'all are
What the
in no
hell?
man's land.
It's
don't
still
have
the
a-
Midwest,
kind
you
of true.
brat.
You don't have
That's
a-
not
What do
true.
you mean, Mikey?
No,
Sorry,
land
it's
for
not
y'all.
Midwest.
On I-70, heading east from Colorado into Kansas, there's a sign that says "Welcome to the Land of Oz,"
Oh hell no.
and it's misspelled AHS. And by the time you get to the eastern edge of Kansas, you find out why, because you're like, Oz, give me a fucking curve.
Yeah, it's flat as shit. I've driven.
It's really boring.
Oh, by the way, that email. Oh wait, how come it didn't work? Oh, I see why it didn't work. Check your email. I'm sorry, Trina. Check your email in a second here. I messed up.
Yeah.
Now we go. Now that should be sent to you, Trina. Sorry, my bad. You think after all these years I'd figure out how to use an email system, right?
Son of a bitch.
Electronic email.
Sometimes weird things happen, Steve. It's not always your fault.
99.
Oh,
Most
yeah.
of the time it is, but not always.
Well, according to Katie, the whole demise of the non sequitur show is because atheists didn't want to come on the channel. She ran that narrative too, and I'm like, really? This
that
is what
was hilarious. That
You
was
heard
hilarious.
Am I making this up, Dave? Is that not what she said for the most part?
No, that's what she said. She made it sound like Aaron Ra and Matt Dillahunty refusing to come on the show was the reason it went sideways.
Oh,
No, that's
bullshit.
This is the producer of the show. This is the producer of the show right here.
That's what Caitlin, Chloe, and Godless Engineer would have you think, because they don't like Steve, and they are friends with Matt and Aaron, and Aaron and Matt are having this, this lack of belief atheism argument for what, going on 2.5, 3 years. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and so she's like, well, Steve, that they didn't want to come on, and because they're running that script was like that whole woke crowd, which was the Godless Engineer, mostly Gaius Iowan, his wife Miss Snarky, that girl Jen, who I barely even knew, Mel, and a few other people. God. They're the ones that there weren't that many people. There was like 6 or 7 people complaining to Kyle, but he listened to them rather than the 6,000 people going, no, Steve is the show mostly. Dude, you're Kyle. Without Steve, you do not have a show. He did not believe that.
Trust me, there was at least as many people who fucking couldn't stand Kyle too. So don't get it twisted, people.
Way more.
Maybe more. Way more, probably.
Yeah, and not just that, is they hated the new direction of the show.
But without Kyle, Steve would have made it. I know that.
I had stuff on before he did. That's why he enlisted me. He tapped me.
Well, and when we get to back, I put this in the chat too. I don't know if it went out, but the whole nun icon, all that stuff is going away when we restart that channel. That's not going to be there at all. We're not going to use that just because it's going to start over. Going to get a new
fresh look.
We should have like a deletion party or something.
We got fresh coat of paint.
No. We want to leave the content up there.
Yeah, we're not going to leave the content. No, the assets are going to change.
Right. The content is staying. The assets are changing. It's going to be obvious that it's a resurgence. So
that's good. Whatever.
All right,
my mom.
Temper gave Schizo third-party info. He'll free to share. So yeah, we'll get it from him. Thank you, Temper. We do appreciate it. Dr. Zaya says Steve McRae greater than Aaron Ra. Aaron Ra is popular. He's great for what he does. But I think by now people recognize that he's not infallible when it comes to philosophy, and he gets most stuff wrong. And then Chris Hansen, not the Chris Hansen you're thinking of, a different one. I had written a Kindle book on Aaron Ra, explaining to him how he got so many things wrong on the biblical side. And this was a book read by actual PhDs that have looked through it and said it was pretty good. So that I've heard. I don't know enough about the topic, but yeah. So I mean, this narrative that just because you're a popular YouTuber, you're popular atheist or popular theist, it doesn't mean you're infallible.
And I get the narrative from a political standpoint. It makes the group bigger. And It makes them have a bigger voice for political change.
Which I've noted.
But at some point, and you had that discussion with Stephen Wolford, as a matter of fact, on your channel, I think. And
no, it wasn't Wolford. It was Jim Skeptic holds to that. I don't know if I've ever had him on for that, but genetically modified.
No,
Skeptic,
but Stephen Wolford was on.
Yeah, maybe he does. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think Rationality Rules. Yeah,
way before that, Rationality Rules, and I think you kind of changed his mind because he and Alex O'Connor had been arguing something similar.
Yeah,
that at that time.
I also changed his mind a little bit on morality issues, and we were both trying to change Alex's position a little bit because Alex was a little bit all over the place on his morality. He had came out to talk to Malpass, and that didn't really go as a great discussion, but yeah, we influence more people than people think, because you know why? Because you can actually check out what we say, and it's it's what it says. It's stuff that's objective. You can go look into. Because one time I like Alex O'Connor too, but it was weird because he was trying to say he was a theological cognitivist and at the same time a moral subjectivist. Those are not compatible positions. So I don't think he was understanding that. So. Anyways, nobody wants to care about that stuff. Are we out? Are we done? We're not going to get. I don't think we're going to get Trina in here. I think she's not dressed appropriately, and I don't think we're going to get Sweet in here.
Trina can just show her picture though.
Yeah,
that's what I did.
That's what I'm doing.
I just have my picture up.
Come on with these excuses.
You can turn your video off.
Yeah. Well, is that what she said? She didn't want. Yeah.
Yeah. It gives you the option to turn your video off before you even come into the call.
Yeah, I would love to talk to Cosmic Skeptic again. I've asked to. He's busy in time schedules, and I'm not on the elite atheist list like that any longer because I dare speak against them. And again, it wasn't even on ontology. Go ahead.
At some point, I think we should get Rachel Oates on too.
Well, yeah, I'll get her back. She says she'll come back because Rachel Oates had like 1,000 subs when she came to my channel, and I promoted her, and now she has like 70 or 80,000. So
yeah, she took off.
I knew she would. Just wrapping it up here.
Yeah, Han, you're talking about Kansas. I go through Colby every time I go back to Salina. So I love Colby. It's cute.
My family lives in Milford, Kansas.
Milford, Kansas? Let me see, where is that?
Milford
It
Lake.
sounds familiar, but I'm bad with names.
Yeah, I have
Milford Lake?
Yeah, by Milford
Kansas?
Lake. Well, there's a Milford Lake and there's Milford, and then right next to Milford, there's some other areas too. My uncle was a contractor that built a lot of that area up.
Oh wow, yeah.
My dad.
I've probably been to the lake. Oh yeah, I've been to that lake.
Yeah.
It's a good lake.
Yeah, I think I went fishing there. And I think there was walleye, but I never caught it.
Those screenshots that Katie showed Juvarula though were really taken out of context. No one was questioning whether or not. Sorry, I'm reading something. No one was questioning or saying that Katie wasn't a victim of rape. I don't think Leslie or Flossie said that whatsoever.
No one said that.
Again, you're listening to Katie's run a narrative and post screenshots that fits her point of view, which is outrageous.
Yeah, the screenshots she posts sometimes have nothing to do with the claim, and it's weird. She posts them for like half a second, go, look, here's evidence.
And then delete.
And then you never see them again. It's like, no, that's not how this works. But
how any of this works.
But nobody's ever done these things against Katie. But I mean, let's say if they have, I wouldn't say those kind of things either. But how does that justify anything that Katie's done?
It doesn't. It's shifting the goalposts. That's all it is.
It is.
He or she is saying, but telling others about something that was told to you in private is also not okay. I'm just being fair. Again, why does Katie get a pass?
That sounds very familiar too.
It's weird though because everybody says, "Oh, why are you talking about Katie all this much?" They complain about it, but literally Katie's entire channel is criticism.
Exactly, and the person she was talking about tonight, Mel, did exactly that. Mel gave very highly personal medical information to a victim's abuser, and didn't care.
Which, if anybody's interested, is why I'm not producing for Mel at this moment in time.
Dave knows all about this.
The geek room.
Dave's seen the video. Dave knows about this. It's a private video, but he knows why we don't have anything to do with Scientist Mel. And Dave is one of the most neutral, honest guys in the world. So when she tries to bring up Scientist Mel as a weapon against me, Dave, does my thing with Scientist Mel have anything to do whatsoever with her gender?
Nope. It has to do with her trying to get you to take her side with anti-ordinary, literally. And also the fact that she keeps conflating your saying that Kyle's apology for the Non Sequitur show was to save face versus your apology, which was actually genuine, even though she didn't accept it.
Oh, I know she conflates that. I gave her an apology on behalf of the Non Sequitur show, which was very sincere. But she's like, well, you're just telling me that Kyle apologized for this. I'm like, no, Kyle's apology was not sincere because Kyle didn't care.
Kyle's the one that forced you into that room in the first place. That wasn't even Steve. Steve wasn't part of that.
I was on vacation at the time. Kyle literally put her in an awkward situation. But I apologize still on behalf of him in the show because I thought it was the right thing to do. That bit me in the ass because she misunderstood that to say, willfully or not, but she misunderstood it. Well, Steve tells me that Kyle's apology, this wasn't genuine. I'm like, well, Kyle's apology wasn't, but mine was, very sincerely. But she still shat on my face on it, just shattered me.
Yep.
I don't know, man. It's very frustrating to listen to these people throw these narratives out there when they don't know what the hell is going on.
No, it is.
Yeah, you've been a victim of it too, so you know.
Like,
I'm waiting for Katie one day to go after Bullinator. Boy, would that backfire spectacularly.
Please,
what is he going to do? Call Bullinator a liar?
Please try to call me a liar. I dare you.
Oh, I'm waiting for it.
Just it's got to happen now because Katie's not that smart and she doesn't do she do it.
That would be a mistake.
Yeah, and also anything that Katie has been showing recently that is supposedly conversations that have been made public. They're not. They're private conversations that Katie's mods and trolls are getting to her. And you know who's the one making it all public? Katie. Do you know why? Because she's trying to be more of a victim and gain more sympathy to distract from the real reason of what's going on.
Is she like
That's exactly it. That's exactly what she's doing. She's deflecting from other stuff by saying, "Oh, look, persecution for me, feel bad for me. They said these nasty things about me. They've been mean to me."
God,
that's all it is. That's all it is.
Like even the stuff with that person who messaged her on Instagram. I remember right before I left, she posted this thing on Instagram about this person sent her a nasty message about her child, which I also thought was disgusting. But also, that person wasn't trying to hurt her child. That person was trying to make her realize that when she makes fun of these celebrities or whoever with mental illness, that it hurts someone. And they were trying to make her believe, show her, this stuff hurts. And what does Katie do? Makes it public. Oh, someone was mean to my child. But you know what, Katie? You were mean to my child. You just totally put out an article saying that my child is a product of rape and is not my son, is not my husband's child. That's disgusting. Like, you're disgusting.
I think you could even sue over that, couldn't you?
Okay, so Sweetie
should be able to.
Sweetie is going to kind of come in here for a few minutes, and I've got to end it after that. So I'm going to give her the kind of last word. I don't think Trina's going to be able to make it.
Yeah,
I sent it to her, but I think she's scared. I think this is too much for her.
Yeah. Sorry, Trina. I'm just fired up, guys.
We're
I'm
harmless.
sorry.
Well, I don't know about Nikki. I can't vouch for, but yeah. Nikki will try to wreck you.
It's my fault?
No. She said you have to break her in gently. You just yeah.
Prepare for the internet.
The girl hasn't been laid in 3 years. She said, Nikki, you realize that you would probably put her in the hospital.
Wait, who would I put in the hospital?
Trina. She hasn't been laid in 3 years. She said.
Oh wow!
That breaks my record at least.
Wait, yeah, that's the girl who just posted the stuff, right?
Yeah, the one you thought was attractive.
Oh my god, yeah,
she is.
Yeah, I mean, you would do physical harm to her that would be lasting. So be gentle.
Poor baby.
Little Red said she isn't scared.
Okay, to be honest, I would not molest you in person. And I don't generally, I try to fill out the waters before I become increasingly aggressive. So I try not to be too sexually aggressive, especially with women. With men, I kind of just go for it because that's what they kind of do to women a lot.
Sexism right here. Okay.
Well, I kind of like I make people uncomfortable. Like just with my energy and stuff. So I try to make men as uncomfortable as they make women, kind of. But I mean, it doesn't really work out. I just like to.
Yeah, most of them go, when are we going to hook up kind of thing, right? Yeah.
Not really. Yeah. I mean, I go too far with some people, but I try not to, especially with women. I don't want women to feel uncomfortable.
We love you. You're amazing.
Stop it.
Yeah. Little Miss Betty Page, try 4 years, Steve, and I was in a relationship just past 10 years. Wow. You beat me. So yeah. I've always been in long-term relationships, though. I mean, that's just my gig.
Unirock's gonna go live in 30 minutes. I'm gonna watch him.
Who?
Uni.
Oh, Unirock. I was
Going
supposed
live
to
in a
go,
half an hour.
I'm supposed to go live with him someday. He blew me off the last couple of days. What is he doing? Anything on?
Eventually.
It doesn't say what he's doing. It just said he's gonna go live in 30 minutes
On D Live, YouTube.
on YouTube.
Well, look who decided to show up, little Miss Thang.
Hello.
Everybody,
Hi, Trina.
Oh, Trina.
just let it sink. That's not Trina.
I tricked you guys.
First, people get her confused with Chesh. Now they think she's Trina.
Sorry, sweets.
Oh, I thought it was.
I'll take the compliment. I will take the compliment.
That's what you should.
Oh yeah.
Enjoy this moment,
I can't
people.
stay long, but the master summoned me, and I cannot say no. Apparently,
She is talking about Nikki. You know that, right?
I cannot
that
say
was
no.
Nikki's.
Yeah.
That was thanks to Nikki and Master McRae.
She comes in, I start smiling. Why does I hate this? I don't like this. I get all giddy
McRae.
still, even louder.
A lot
What was
of
the
times
other
when people
name?
meet me, they assume I'm a dom. I don't know why. It's like I'm kind of a
Because
dom.
you're so
I can
forward
see
and
that.
aggressive, and they don't know the difference between. Because
Subs
just an
true,
are
yeah.
the one in charge anyway.
Yeah,
Subs
they
are the
don't
ones
really.
in charge anyway. So
Mhm.
subs are the ones that control the pleasure.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm not sub or dumb. I'm usually confused. I'm just.
He's usually more vanilla than
Yeah, I'm vanilla.
soft serve in a nursing home.
I have not lied to anybody.
That's accurate, Nikki.
People
That's
think
very
that I'm
accurate.
kidding half the time. I do kid, but I'm also straightforward.
Steve, we call that versatile. We call that versatile, Steve. That's what we
Yeah,
call
it's
it.
I'm not
both.
blushing. I just have a hue on my camera that's red.
Right. Blame your camera settings for me.
I'm pulling a Katie. I'll blame something else. But anyways,
Smoke screen.
Steve is the victim here, okay, guys?
FYI,
He's the victim.
we are. People may know that Sweetheart Heathen and I are going to be in Texas on the 2nd, January 2nd to January 6th. We're going to meet up with Team Skeptic on the 4th. We're going to meet up with Jim Hall. We're going to he says he wants to go visit Arn with see how that goes. Maybe I wouldn't mind meeting with Arn, but if you're in the Dallas Fort Worth area on January 2nd to probably not the 2nd, but the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th, let us know. We're going to have a meetup and we're going to have drinks and.
Haven't you actually?
She said I could get her drunk and and I could touch her arm. I'm really looking
Haven't
forward
you
to this.
actually streamed with Aaron since he had his issue with you? Like, haven't you and Aaron had done stuff together?
No.
No.
I got no issue with Aaron.
On second, or something else happened that I don't know about. Probably,
I don't know.
I think people have hyped up the negative feelings towards Aaron a bit more than the actress.
Considerably.
Like, I love Aaron. I've never had an issue with Aaron.
I've never had an issue with him.
Yeah, personally, I don't either. I think he's a great
So you can
guy.
disagree on things. It's not the end of the world.
I keep telling him that. He has a heart of gold, but he doesn't understand that on this particular topic, I'm going to brag a little bit. I know more about it than he does. I just do. And so I know that people say, like, well, it's Aaron Raw. He's a big-time atheist. Yeah, but on this topic, he's not correct. He's just not.
Yeah, it's like I said. I think that, the fact that people can respect each other enough to be honest about criticisms they have rather than holding back those criticisms just because they're afraid their friend might not be happy with that criticism. I respect people who respect me enough to tell me when I'm wrong,
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I get not wanting to, like, offend people, but, like, if somebody's wrong, I'm going to say it. Like,
it's how you do it too. Because like when, for example, if I mess with my audience tells me that, like, if it's science or whatever, they're like, oh no, Steve, this is this. I'm like, oh, cool. And I fix it, right? I've tried to do that with Arn multiple times. Like, Arn, I told him let's go offline, off air. I'll sit down with you and Ozzy and Alex Malpass and any other expert you want. We can go through this with you so you're not making the same mistakes over again. And he doesn't want to. He won't do it. Even though he respects Ozzy, he really respects Dr. Malpass. But even though I agree with them and they agree with me, that doesn't matter to him.
Is what it is.
It's tribalism. It's a shame too, because like I said, Arn's a great guy.
yeah.
I'd totally go have a beer with him, right? Okay, so Trina's going to come on Friday, FYI. So we'll figure something out. But you know what? How about we do a rum and coconut on Friday if Trina says she'll come?
Yeah, she did say. She said Friday or Saturday.
Either or. Friday. I usually don't on Saturdays, but either or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday would be easier, but yeah, I'm down either way. I'll try.
What's easier for you, sweet? It's all it's all about you, by the way.
Yeah.
No.
Not really. Not this time.
No, I'm saying if Saturdays are best for her, they're also better for me. So I'm just throwing in my additional vote on her behalf.
Yeah, I like
See how
Saturdays.
compliant she is? She has to agree with me all the times.
It's because he's the master, right, sweet?
I guess.
See, his hair is magic, like Rapunzel's, and if you touch it, you're just done forever. So.
Yeah.
Someone's asking if Katie blocked them, and from what I'm reading, Tare, sorry, I'm probably butchering your name, but if you asked her anything that has to do with what's going on now, her husband, anything like that, yes, you're blocked.
Yeah, I have the SM challenge where I go to the last video that I did called the SM challenge or something like that. I list 9 things that you're going to go ask Katie about for evidence, and you'll probably get blocked, and you won't get any evidence for. But this
unfortunately, it is not the S&M challenge.
Yeah.
I know.
It's not the S&M challenge.
Yeah. It's the S.SM.
I'm sick of Steve not giving us S&M challenges.
Jesse's. Yeah, Trina's pretty hot for a dude, right? I agree. Yeah, Trina. Yeah.
Who?
Trina.
Trina.
She's like chess. You never know which way they're going. You know, male to female, female to male. We don't care. By the way, according to Russian vids, you know, Sweet Heathen is a paid actor transgender woman. So
yeah, whatever.
That's not condescending.
He thought he said my daughter was a transgender actor.
Well,
Steve is loaded.
To be fair, he thinks OJ was a freaking cover job for something. So let's put this in
CIA or something. I don't remember.
In frame, yeah. He thinks because 33, you know.
Yeah, God's auditor, come on in. We'll have I promise we'll have a room of coke toward the end of the week. It'll probably be on Saturday, but if Trina can make it Friday, that's fine. Only to get her like to the people that know, so they know her, because I like her content. I really do, and I want to promote channels that I like. There's also some other channels that I want to start promoting. Especially of Katie Joyless. What's KB and
Unmasking.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, unmasking the. Someone help me in the chat.
Unmasking Katie.
Unmasking the lies of Katie the Joyless.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you, Nicole.
Great channel.
It's a lot to keep track of.
I know. I'm like someone.
That's like every time I say things.
Yeah.
It's weird. I get nervous. Like I can talk all day online, but then
I'm the opposite. I am fine online. If you get me in real life, then it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless I'm really comfortable.
You need more practice, Steve. You have to be around actual human beings in the flesh more.
Nobody told me this going in. Yeah, this is news to me.
Jealous.
We're coming for you, Nikki. It's happening. We got to see you soon.
You know what? If you had more time, I would have been like, you know what? We'll finish up in Dallas. Let's hop a little flight over to Colorado, go see Nikki, and then you can fly home to Boston. But she's on a time crunch.
Come to Canada.
We want to.
I would love to go to Canada.
I have been invited to Canada. I have a good friend up there. His name's Ozymandias, and he wants to go fishing with me. I would love to go. Yeah, man, can you imagine me and Ozzy fishing together?
That would be amazing. If you do that, I need you to record the entire thing.
I just would be dying. I'd be like, this is my dream.
Yeah.
Talking philosophy.
18 hours. The part of Canada that I live in is actually like the fishing capital of Canada.
Oh, wow.
And the canoe capital of Canada.
Canoe?
Yep.
Huh. Interesting.
It says, Steve, look up the pictures from Viacom. What are they referring to?
Yeah.
Hey,
my grandma is full Canadian. She got her green card for the United States.
She said Holly says, she made another post about Leslie's channel saying it's Viacom. What does that mean? I know what Viacom is, but I mean, I don't understand the statement.
Yeah, it's like at home for something. I'm
Katie just needs to stop it. Katie, just stop it.
She can't. That's what she's saying about Steve. Steve, just stop. It's like, Katie, you literally went on today and said I associated with Nazis and white supremacists. What the hell's wrong with you? You think I'm going to just lay down and take that crap? No, I'm going to expose you.
You know what?
And I'm going to do it my own way. She
gave Amber Portwood the same advice people are giving her right now when Amber was going on her Instagram unraveling crazy rants. That's what Katie needs to do. You need to turn your phone off. You need to throw the battery out in the snow. And you need to just take a break.
It won't help her.
Like, it's funny because she'll try to so in one of the videos I was watching of her, not the one where she pisses on camera and then flushes and doesn't wash her hands, by the way. Not that one. But on one of the ones where she is like, Leslie, he's using you. Why can't you see it? Steve is using you. The way that she was acting, like her body language and just how forced her tone seemed, it was like she was trying to make herself cry. Yet when she's talking about some of the other stuff that she does.
Is it just me, or there was one video on Instagram, and I didn't watch it very long because she kept covering her face and sticking her fingers in her mouth and all that shit. I was like, what is wrong with you?
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, there's like it looks like she was trying to force herself to cry when she was like, Leslie, he's manipulating you. But then there's other times where she's clearly showing severe stress.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird. I don't know. Like,
the
long pauses that she did where she was looking directly in the camera.
All right, hang on. So this is why I've checked my Twitter. I see what's going on. Okay, so normally when they said Leslie Bass got suspended, that has nothing to do with content ID. She does get a content ID stuff occasionally. However, there was one video, Teen Mom 2 Sugarcoated Mood. This video contains content from Viacom, who has blocked it on copyright grounds. That's not a copyright ID. That's a copyright strike from 2 weeks ago. Okay, but that wouldn't cause her channel to be under review. That just means she has a strike unless she tries to fight it, which she would have to say that this was fair use, which she can do. I will show Leslie how to fight this and win every time. Just about.
Yeah.
I mean, if it is fair use, I have a legal form that I use. That is a legal form that I have that I've used a dozen times when people have struck my stuff in this matter, because you can actually send it to legal and fight them on it. If you do it, you have to phrase it just right. But I know how to do that. If she could send me this video and I can verify that it was fair use, which it probably was. I will show her steps to how to get rid of that strike. It'll take 2 weeks, but it will be removed from her channel.
A lot of times people will use the strike system as a weapon to get the video down because a lot of people don't have the money to go to court with it, which a lot of times you have to take it to court if you want to keep the video up.
By the way, Layla says Steve actually cares about Leslie. I care about everybody here. These are all my friends. I mean, we're legit friends. I mean, like I said, Sweet Heathen and I, we had a fantastic time in LA. We're going to be going to Dallas. We really do want to meet Nikki. We plan to go meet up with Bullinator next year. Sweet and I are going to meet up with him and Reds and other people. These are not just people that I know online. These are people that I love. I care about my friends. I've known Bull for a very long time. He's been the most amazing producer for my show. This is my life. This is who I am. And for Katie to try to smear me, she's got another thing coming.
Yeah.
Exactly. And again with Katie trying to claim that the Teen Mom videos on Leslie's channel were flags or whichever she's trying to claim now.
This was an actual flag.
Just said.
Yeah, this was an actual flag.
That has nothing to do with her channel being under review.
Nothing.
She would get those emails all the time, and basically she would just have to, I think, surrender
the revenue,
the ad money. Yeah,
I get those too. We all get them.
Yeah,
that's no big deal.
It has nothing to do with her having no access to her channel, you guys.
But do you understand? I mean, I don't mean to sound that way.
No, go ahead.
Do people understand that she's running this narrative because this is what she does? I mean, she has the most disjointed way of putting pieces together to have this weird picture that never works out. This is why people believe me and Bullinator and other people like us, because we have this nice coherent picture because it's based upon facts you can go look at. Hers are just disjointed cacophony of just nonsensical things that she's trying to convince people of, and that's why people are leaving her, I think. Well, the intelligent ones.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, yes, God's auditor, we might get in Washington as well. I probably shouldn't throw this out there, but anyways, Cheshire and I may one day go to Washington to do a live studio with Drunken Peasants. With Ben and Billy.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Washington State.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, again, a lot of this is contingent upon next
Awesome.
year. This is my entire income. People know that. My Patreon's down 20%, and it's probably seasonal. Could be with Katie, but next year, as hoping to get back to where it was, get that 20% back. But then I'm going to use that money to do things like that, where I can fly to Seattle. I can help Cheshire. I can fly to see Bull. I want to travel, and I want Sweet to travel with me in a lot of these places. So, because I know she would love to go meet Bull and Reds too, and see a rocket launch. Right? Wouldn't a rocket launch be cool?
What moron wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah. Well, okay. Sweet's not a moron.
Exactly.
There you go. Well, if you get, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna end it with this. If there's one takeaway from this video from everybody that should know is that Sweet is not a moron.
He's a sexy not moron.
Even better. Good night.